Welcome, people, to the first annual episode of Talkin TV's Strength of the Screenplay. Chris, what's going on, my dude?
Dude, not much, man. I'm pumped for this. Needless to say, this is going to be awesome, man. This is a testament to not only the community of creators that we've become friends with, the people who watch this channel. I mean, everyone is a part of making this thing happen, and this is going to be a great way to end the year, man.
This really does feel like a throwback to our film days at Duchess, where it was just a matter of just getting everyone to really put in their part and put in the work and get everything done. And it's all in the line, and we're getting everything in last minute. And who am I kidding? That's not Duchess. We never actually got shit done at Duchess. This is like the most efficient thing that we've ever done. People, this comes from a place of passion, from a place of love that Chris and I thought up with, because we were talking a lot about movies and screenplays and just how they work overall. And we were like, stories are so foundational to the movies that we love. And so much of the story comes from the screenplay. And I'm like, well, they've been doing like a lot of screenplays recently, as far as, a lot of all this charity stuff that was happening over the summer, the script live reads, everything. You had the community one, you had the Scott Pilgrim versus the World one, all of this crazy stuff. And I'm like, well, they're just doing it through like streaming stuff, right? Like Zoom and shit. Why can't we do that? And so that's what we did. And so that was the first bit of how it. And now for this specific episode, it was a thing of where we got to go into a little bit of backstory. Again, we're piggybacking a little bit off of last night's episode of Mando Watch. We're not quite done with Star Wars yet for the month and for the year of 2020, which is that, as hopefully a lot of people will know, Star Wars Rise of Skywalker premiered a year ago today. That's right. Today is the 1-year anniversary of that piece of shit. But it wasn't always supposed to be that piece of shit. It was originally supposed to be a different movie that could have also been bad, but we're going to find that out tonight, because people, the script that we are reading for the debut episode of Strength of the Screenplay is Colin Trevorrow and Derek Connelly's published but unmade Elseworlds version of Star Wars Episode 9, entitled Duel of the Fates. Chris, before we bring in our fantastic cast and have them announce what characters they will be playing, I mean, what are your thoughts just overall? Like, if you have any last minute just like thoughts, now's the time to get them out, because
I mean, dude, this is going to be absolutely incredible. It seems like, and briefly reading this, and I'm sure once we bring it to life, it's going to confirm that this is the TLC that I was hoping to get out of this Star Wars trilogy that we unfortunately did not get a year ago in theaters. I'll never forget when we were hanging out with Professor Pat, who we'll bring in here in a little bit. We started laughing halfway through this movie because the whole packed theater room we were in just all kind of got along the same page that, like, if we don't treat this as a comedy, we're going to walk out of here crying. And so we as a whole theater just united in just laughter, because it sucks watching, like, someone you love get hurt. And to me, I felt like I was watching Star Wars get hurt in front of me. So I did what I had to do, and that was laugh to not cry. So this is, I think this is going to be some healing that I've been looking for tonight.
Look, all I got to say is that there's so much adrenaline that is pumping through my body and into my brain right now that my mind is going to explode. Like, I've already forgotten the existence of that movie. As far as I'm concerned, Chris, this is the actual final installment of that trilogy that we got. And at this point, this is now official Star Wars canon. I'm the captain now, people. So, Chris,
and before we introduce our guests, we just want to let the audience know, because there is a decent amount of you guys watching right now, and we appreciate you being here. Just for the full immersion of the story, we're not going to be keeping an eye on comments throughout it. Please participate, leave your thoughts. We're going to catch up at the end and sort of read what you guys put on this. But just for the sake of having this be as close to watching the movie as you can get, we're just going to be fully focused while we're on the read. And then afterwards, of course, we're going to react. But we 100% appreciate you being here and choosing to spend your time with us tonight. So thank you guys for being here.
Yes, absolutely. So without further ado, let's bring them in. First off, reading for the part of our main protagonist, the future of the Force users, as Rey herself, Kristen of Miss Filmingo. Kristen, what's going on?
Hello, I got my Yoda here. Oop, you lost his hat. I'm ready for Rey. So let's do
all
this.
Right. Got any last minute thoughts? Quick thoughts and predicaments on where the future of your character will go in this Elseworlds version?
Absolutely no idea.
All right.
The whole last trilogy was a mess on my end. So whatever Disney comes up with, I just hope it's better.
We shall see if after this version, this official version now, she will still officially be Palpatine's granddaughter or not. Next up, our co-star, reading for 2 parts tonight. Reading for the parts of Finn, FN2184. I think that's his name. I always screw it up. And for the brief part of Lando Calrissian and her partner, Mr. Mac of Mac Movie Reviews.
What's up, everybody? It's the brother representing the brothers out here, dual repping both of the African American characters in the Star Wars trilogy. I'm just happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad that I wasn't the one that had to say that. Oh, man. Oh, this is off to a great start. All right. And now, donning his full pilot headwear, ready to continue to murk for the camera and craft more amazing one-liners, Mr. YOLO of YOLO Movie Blogs as our Poe Dameron.
Yo, how is everyone doing?
All right.
Yeah, I have more lines than I expected. On the movie I saw, he hardly showed up. That's why I picked that part. I was very surprised when I started reading. So I'm gonna see how it goes.
Happy to have you here, YOLO.
You're in the, I was about to say, you're already in your pilot guard. You're already in your cockpit, your shuttle. You're ready to go. All right, but next, of course, it wouldn't be Star Wars without a villain cloaked in black and wearing a helmet, because that is what Star Wars has told us what villains are. So, reading for the part of Kylo Ren, here to destroy the past and once again reaffirm his daddy issues, Joe of Guy at the Movies as Ben Solo, a.k.a. Kylo Ren.
I have a lot of daddy issues.
Amazing.
And clearly out to rip off my Rorschach appearance from our Halloween stream a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
This is off to an incredible start. But, of course, where would we be without our fearless heroics, the true leadership of the galaxy, as well as arguably the biggest misstep to come out of The Last Jedi? We have the Cinephile sisters portraying Rose Tico and General Leia, Ziana, and Adelia of the Basic Cinephile. And I actually got the name right this time. For all
No,
those
you
who
didn't.
I did it? Oh, God damn it.
No,
All right.
it's Gianna, but
Oh,
whatever.
it's with the double
Close
Z
enough.
sound instead of the I. All right. You know what? Luke is already
You'll
saying,
get it
oh,
one
no,
day.
no.
It's
Can't
fine.
win them all,
I'll
Dom.
get it one
You
day.
can't win 'em
All
all.
right. So, here to read for Rose and Leia. Are you two excited?
Oh, yeah. We're ready.
All
We're
right.
prepared.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear. All right. And of course, the one guy, the one half of 2 organisms, I'll say, actually not even organisms because they're not organic, who have been in every single Star Wars property to this day. They are our guides throughout this galaxy of chaos, and freshly having painted his face gold just for the occasion, Mr. Sean P. of Math Teacher Movies.
I was told a lot more people would be getting dressed up for this. I have officially painted my entire face gold. This is permanent and it's causing a horrific allergic reaction. I won't make it through the movie, but I'm very excited to be here still. Very excited to be reading for the trusty droid of C-3PO.
Mike, now my only question for you before we go into this is, are you going to be doing an accent, or are you just going to be doing your normal, lovable Sean voice?
For all of Saturday, I actually worked on an accent, and so I'm going to be going for it. And it's not Anthony Daniels, but it's pretty darn close. We'll see how it goes.
What I like to hear. All right, and of course, where would our main villain be without a sniveling British guy crawling up and trying to seize power behind him? And reading for the part of newly promoted Chancellor Hux, we have my good friend Ian Hamilton of Figure Fandom and Mr. Wonderful _ITH. Ian, we got you on last night for Mando Watch finally, and now you're here for us for our big end of the year event. Do you have any words to say to introduce yourself to the rest of these fine people here?
Yeah, longtime Star Wars fan. As long as I can remember, I've been a Star Wars fan. I've seen all of Disney's, renditions in theaters. Avid lore reader. So in terms of the opportunity to get to play Hux today, very excited. I also did attempt to work on an accent myself, so we'll see how it goes, but very excited to be here as well. As long as I can remember it.
Excellent. That is what I like to see. And now, at least for the time being, for this stream right now, I'll explain what happened afterwards. But for the part of one of the new characters who will mentor Kylo Ren in the new paths of the Force that he learns in this movie, the master of Palpatine's master, there's a joke in there somewhere, I'm sure, as Orvalum, Mr. Patrick W. Huber, or in this case, www.bkmh.tv. I'll let him explain what that means. Pat.
No, that's just this production company I started years ago, and that's the website. So I got no other promotion, so I threw that up there.
Nice, I love it, Pat. We got you.
I love it, Pat.
We stuck you in for one more villain role, and the villain that you're playing tonight might be the ultimate villain to end all Star Wars villains. Do you have any thoughts on it? Especially since you know you got a little bit of a villain problem.
The good news is, like, you were talking about a British accent. I was worried that you were introing my character because I was like, I'm not doing a British accent. So yeah, I think I got this. I got the evildoer role down. We'll see what happens.
All right, this is going to be interesting to say the least. Once again, thank you all for being here. Just to let the people at home know, there are 2 other players who will be involved, but unfortunately, because StreamYard only allows 10 people on the screen at the time, because why? We will also be bringing in Sean B of movie Birb as Commander Selleck and Luke of Luke Movie Reviews as Luke Skywalker. We will be bringing them in and out as the stream goes on. And
of course, you can follow everyone through the links in the description. That will be posted shortly after the video. So show your support. They're all amazing content creators.
Definitely. So all I have to say for now is, guys, we will be reading the full 131-page script for Star Wars Episode 9, Duel of the Fates. You should all have your scripts pulled up. You should have your parts highlighted. We're obviously read along. And the only rule that I have is that once we start, we do not stop. I'll be bringing in people, obviously, to read for the other parts that they have selected overall, but then we'll be bringing other people back once they have been kicked out temporarily. So, people, I'll be ready to begin.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do
This
it.
is where the fun begins.
Ready.
So we don't have any fancy official graphics. So, people, officially, here we go. This is Star Wars Episode 9, Duel of the Fates, by Derek Connelly and Colin Trevorrow, based on characters created by George Lucas. Apparently published 12/16/16. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. The iron grip of the First Order has spread to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Only a few scattered planets remain unoccupied. Traitorous acts are punishable by death. Determined to suffocate a growing unrest, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren has silenced all communication between neighboring systems. Led by General Leia Organa, the Resistance has planned a secret mission to prevent their annihilation and forge a new path to freedom. ... The ... dots are always very important. Exterior, space. A rich tapestry of stars beyond all we know. 2 sharp points of a space station enclose the sides of the frame as we drift backwards into the glowing rectangular entrance of a docking bay. Interior, Kuat Orbital Ring, Docking Bay, Day. A First Order transport touches down. A wide platform descends, revealing a variety of droids. A graphite BB unit carefully splits off from the group. Interior, Kuat Orbital Ring, Corridor, Day. The graphite BB unit swerves to avoid a brutish labor droid, scraping BB's spherical side against the wall. His head tilts down, checking a scuff in his paint, revealing orange beneath. It's BB-8, deep undercover. He lets out a familiar and rotates the orange scuff beneath his head. Interior, surveillance stand, Kuat Moon, Day. A comm device blinks in a cramped room stacked with recycled Imperial gear. Rose Tico, adventure worn and battle ready, grabs it with gloved hands. Rose.
BB-8, you in?
BB-8 beeps affirmative. Rose looks up through the broken roof of the orbital ring in the sky above. Star Destroyers protrude from it like spikes on a punk bracelet.
I need eyes on the checkpoint.
Interior, Kuat Orbital Ring, Day. BB-8 plugs into a SCOM terminal, anxious, tense. Out the window, the glowing Kuat moon, sun cresting its horizon. Interior surveillance den, Kuat surface, Day. A hollow monitor grid lights up, blurred and scrambled. Rose straps electro goggles over her cracked leather flight helmet.
Attaboy.
Rose's POV. The image is unscrambled, revealing a security checkpoint. The HUD zooms on an approaching dropship.
Here they come.
Exterior, Kuat moon, security checkpoint, Day. The dropship touches down in a canyon of white and blue sedimentary rock, kicking up a storm of silver sand. Stormtroopers shield their eyes as the craft spits out a new batch of migrant workers from all corners of the galaxy, aliens and humans submitting to the First Order in exchange for safety and a scrap of food. Stormtroopers funnel the migrants towards a weapons detector. We notice Finn disguised in rags among them. Finn.
Checkpoint. Keep your head down.
A robed human nods, face hidden under dusty headwear. A bottleneck quickly forms. The ragged aliens bark at each other in a dozen languages. A beast-like Drovian shoves Finn.
Whoa, hey, no trouble here.
The Drovian grabs Finn's neck with a single hand and lifts him up, teeth bared.
Trouble! Trouble!
The robed human steps between them. Poe Dameron. Poe.
Easy, pal.
Poe pulls a dried three-eyed pecto fish from a leather pouch beneath his robe. Poe.
Here, I couldn't finish it.
Eyes the fish, drops Finn, eats. We notice Poe's hand on a concealed blaster beneath his robe. Finn regains his footing, clenching his neck.
Thanks.
Poe shoots him a tense look. They move towards the scanner.
How will know if BB-8 hacked the mainframe?
The weapon scanner alarms. Stormtroopers pull a mangy Gotal out of the group. He pleads, pointing desperately to his metallic horns. Blasters fire.
We'll know.
Poe and Finn step into the weapon scanner. Just as they enter, the machine shudders and clicks off. Stormtrooper 1. We lost power. Hold the line. Stormtrooper step in front of the scanner. Blaster smoking. Finn and Poe eye each other, tense. Interior, Kuat orbital ring. Day. BB-8 scompling stutters and spins. The Stormtrooper drops a crate of spanners nearby. BB-8 startles as they clatter across the floor. Droid sweat. Exterior, Kuat moon. Security checkpoint. Day. The Stormtrooper smacks the console. It powers up again with our armed infiltrator standing inside it. No alarm. Stormtroopers, go on, get moving. Our guys exhale, still alive. Exterior Kuat workers colony, day. Poe and Finn pass through the borderline wall to reveal a vast migrant settlement. Modular housing painted with colorful symbols from each worker's homeworld, a vibrant melting pot. The orbital ring looms above, connected to the planet's surface by a massive power shaft plunged directly into the core. It glows blue with the ship fueling energy mined here. Poe locks eyes with Biskova, a furry alien watching from a machine shop. Bis taps his cheek.
That's our guy.
Nearby, a suspicious Tusken, face wrap. The Tusken eyes Finn and Poe as they follow Biskova inside the hut. Interior, migrant hut, day. A big-cheeked, hairless alien baby bounces in a hanging sea cow stomach while Biss's partner, Dalkova, brushes an unappetizing roast with melted fat. Rose emerges from behind a beaded curtain in the back.
You said 2 days. I've been here 2 weeks.
This place doesn't seem so bad.
Good people, terrible food.
Rose pulls a canvas map onto the table.
This is our access point.
She drops a hollow chip. It projects the orbital ring and the power shaft plunging into it from the moon's core.
This power shaft delivers raw ore to orbital ring. A detonation directly into the energy stream here will cause a chain reaction.
A blinking holographic light shoots up into the orbital ring, causing a series of explosions around the entire structure.
And take the whole thing down.
Finn looks up through the broken roof at the orbital ring above. A dozen Star Destroyers fueling up.
Along with their new fleet.
How do we know that they haven't detected BB-8's signature?
The alien baby starts to cry. Rose picks up a rattle and shakes it.
There's a lot we don't know. That's why I voted for the other plan.
This is when we second guess the plan. Right now?
Rose sticks a finger into the alien baby's mouth.
We can take out the enemy's fuel source and be light years away before they even know what hit them. But we have to move now.
Finn and Poe regard this odd moment. Rose really has been down here a while.
Okay, let's blow this thing and go home.
Exterior, Kuat Quality, day. Poe, Finn, and Rose move past migrant workers toward the massive power shaft base extending into the sky. The Tusken follows them in the deep background.
BB-8, don't worry, I'm alive. Unlock the power shaft doors and get ready with that shuttle.
Interior, Kuat Orbital Ring, day. BB-8 detaches his scomplink and speeds down the corridor. Exterior, Kuat Colony, power shaft base, day. A trio of space gray mech troopers guard the door. Whack! Poe makes short work of the first mech trooper, knocking him unconscious. Finn and Rose quickly take down the other two with electric shock prods. Poe unlatches a device from the mech trooper's belt, throws it to Finn. He scans it on the wall. Interior, power shaft base, day. A massive cylinder of particle energy rushing upwards. Finn, Poe, and Rose approach it and gaze up, dwarfed.
We left 20 seconds before detonation, give or take.
Give or take how long?
Poe hands out 3 flying thermal detonators.
Nice and easy, just like pitching Filmito's stick.
We didn't have that.
Poe activates his charge.
Oh, we're going now?
Poe underhand tosses his charge into the stream where it rockets upwards into the particle flow. Rose throws hers. Finn chucks his like a live grenade and runs.
BB-8, bombs are away. We'll meet at the relay point.
Interior maintenance shuttle dock, day. BB-8 rolls into the droid slot of a tiny maintenance shuttle, old and forgotten. The ship powers up. Exterior, Kuat Quality, power shaft base, day. Our heroes exit through the maintenance door to find themselves face to face with a platoon of stormtroopers and mech troopers. Stormtroopers, drop your weapons! Migrant workers crane their necks up from the village. The masked Tusken lurks among them. Poe eyes the orbital ring, anticipating the explosion.
Distraction in 3, 2, 1, now!
Poe dies, rolls head covered, and nothing happens. Interior, Kuat Orbital, Command Center, day. A First Order officer rushes to alert Steely Admiral Vaughn. Screen graphics show a contained blast in the power shaft. Blast shields have contained the explosion, Admiral. All systems stable. Vaughn looks down at the glowing Kuat moon below, scoffs. Their outdated tactics are pitiful. Exterior, Kuat colony. Power shaft base. Day. Rose and Finn look up at the orbital ring, fully intact.
Any second now.
Suddenly, a high-pitched wail spins them around. The hooded Tusken steps forward. Blades of blue light flash from its gloved hands. It's holding a dual lightsaber. The Tusken takes down everything in its path, lifting deadly with the blade. Finn, Rose, and Poe duck and fire away until they are surrounded by bodies blast or smoking. The Tusken's mass hits the ground. It's Rey, not the girl we last saw, a grown woman, powerful, strong.
What are you doing here?
Rey spins and blocks a laser blast we didn't see coming. Her robes fall from her shoulders, revealing a battle-ready outfit of all black. She throws the
A simple
double blade
thank
like
you
a
would do.
boomerang, ducks behind a power regulator as the spinning saber slices all in its path, then rises in time to catch it. This is a new weapon of her own design, made from the pieces of Anakin's broken lightsaber and her own staff. She wields it with grace. Poe ducks behind a generator, yells through lasers at Rey.
You shouldn't have come here.
You rather be killed?
If he means you're safe, yeah.
Something more behind those words.
Now's not the time.
Definitely not the time.
She force pushes a pack of 8, sending them clattering. The migrant workers point to Rey in awe, whispering, reverent. The children cheer, speaking a word they all know. Jedi. Jedi. More stormtroopers flood into the square, but the migrants block their path to protect Rey. Some throw rocks, others swing with hammers and tools. It's inspiring, a promise of revolution.
Rey, we gotta go.
Rey hesitates, wanting to fight alongside these people.
I have to help them.
Poe eyes more troop transports and incoming TIE fighters.
Not here, not now.
Rey knows he's right, but it kills her inside. She reluctantly follows her friends through the blast door. Finn moves to follow them, but his ankle is grabbed by a fallen stormtrooper, helmet blasted open. They lock eyes, recognition, a memory from long ago. Finn pulls free and continues on, but he's shaken. Interior, Kuat Orbital Ring, Command Center, Day. An officer races to Admiral Vaughn. What happened down there? The Last Jedi is with them, sir. Vaughn's confidence turns to fear. Alert the Knights of Ren. Exterior Power Shaft Core, Day. Rey, Poe, Finn, and Rose race towards a maintenance turbolt that runs the length of the power shaft to the ring above.
BB-8, we're coming up to you. Plan's gone sideways.
Exterior space. BB-8 has already left the orbital ring in the shuttle on his way down to the rendezvous point on the planet's surface per the plan. He beeps incredulously. Exterior power shaft core. Day. Poe looks up at the ring above.
We are going to need another ship.
His eyes settle on the Eclipse, a colossal Star Destroyer dock. Just above them, an ivory pirate ship in space.
You're not serious.
That's an Eclipse-class dreadnought. You can't fly.
I can fly anything.
Rose hacks into the turbo lift. The glass door opens.
We're in.
Interior turbo lift Day. The door slides shut, cutting off the sound.
Clench. Everything.
The turbo lift capsule rockets up into the tube, traveling from the planet's surface to the orbital ring in seconds. Interior Kuat orbital ring, fueling dock. The turbo lift door opens to find the stern of the Eclipse dreadnought right in front of them, miles wide. Thick fuel lines attached to the propulsion engines. Glide rover shuttle supplies to the ship.
Are you sure about this?
Nope.
We had better odds on Raxus Prime.
That was not my fault. You need to let Raxus Prime go.
They hop in a glide rover and speed off. Interior observation tower, Day. Admiral Vaughn watches the glide rover race towards the Eclipse. Where are they going? The glide rover disappears inside the dock destroyer. Admiral Vaughn cracks slightly as their plan dawns on him. They can't possibly. Admiral Vaughn leans over a first order tech. How many men on that ship? Just the bridge crew, sir. The rest are on the dock leave. Interior Eclipse destroyer, bridge. A massive navigational bridge dense with first order crew. A laser blast spins them around. Rose cocks her heavy weapon. Finn seals the door.
Who's in charge here?
I am.
Great. I'm your new pilot. Where does the pilot sit?
Rey loses patience, waves her palm toward the officer.
Will you set the course for the Narun system?
Set a course for the Neuron system. The crewmen turn and take their positions at the console, mind-tricked en masse. Poe and Rey take the helms, pressing buttons, guessing.
Oh, cold start to the engines. We can jump right into hyperspace if we overheat the laser cannon drive.
The exhaust will spill over.
Into the propulsion systems, and we can freeze this chamber.
Poe looks to Rey as they flip switches a gleam in his eye.
Don't you see? You and I, are we...
Not the time.
Finn sits at a massive control board with 100 buttons.
Okay, I'm going to need very specific instructions.
Rose goes to work at the nav console.
Shields up. Setting calculations for light speed.
Let's go.
Don't rush. I'll this up and we'll fly straight into the sun.
Finn taps the screen in front of him. The ship's exterior lights click on.
I found a light. I turned on the lights.
One of the crewmen snaps out of his mind trick. Eyes Finn. Who are you? Whack. Finn knocks him out cold.
Let's get somewhere else fast.
Working on it.
Poe eases his hands into the steering rig.
Who uses an inverted control yoke?
Exterior Kuat orbital space. The Eclipse roughly disengages and scrapes its way out. Fuel conduits unhinge and spit blue energy, slicing through the dock's infrastructure. The ship's exterior lights blink on and off into patch grids. Heavy cannon fire in the Eclipse shields. Interior Eclipse destroyer bridge space. Poe leans back. The craft dips down.
The black empty part is where we should be pointed.
I'm trying. Everything's backwards.
Oh, Finn looks out the window at the planet rising into view as they tilt further down.
I can fly anything.
Poe gains control of the craft's trajectory, but not its axis. They are inverting. The planet rolls from the bottom of the massive front window to the top.
Okay, we're rolling now.
Do we have the droids?
Exterior space. BB-8's maintenance craft is hit, burning, engineless, 50 feet from the dock. He'll never make it.
BB-8 now!
BB-8 has to act. He ejects himself from the droid socket, floats 50 feet through cold, empty space, passes through the oxygen shield, and lands inside the hangar with a clank. Interior Eclipse destroyer bridge day. BB-8 beeps affirmative on the comm link.
We got him.
Rose's console flashes.
Good for light speed.
Ray leans past Poe and shoves the hyperdrive helm forward. Bars of light stretch out before them. Exterior Kuat orbital ring space. The Eclipse blurs and vanishes. Silence. We tilt up, stars draining. A jagged, sinister ship appears from hyperspace. Knife 9, shaped like an arrowhead with adjustable wings. We follow it back toward the orbital ring. Exterior/interior Kuat orbital external landing area space. Knife 9 lands on an exposed landing pad protected by a quantum shield from the cold dangers of space. The Knights of Ren appear from their ship. Hataska Ren, the leader, armored and caped in black. Ott Ren and Laurel Ren seem to work as a duo. Jadik Ren is the rogue, his mask evoking an angry ghost. Hataska eyes the scene in studied silence. He turns his ominous mask gaze to Admiral Vaughn, here to meet him. We uploaded the Veil cipher to the droid. They'll have a location the moment the probe is within range. Hataska Ren draws his darksaber and cuts Vaughn down. A few stormtroopers instinctively raise their weapons. The other knights raise their heavy blasters. Officers and stormtroopers back away, tense, afraid. The knights holster their weapons and return to their ship, leaving Admiral Vaughn's body in their wake. All right, and that is the interior scene. So for right now, YOLO, we'll be removing you. That way, Sean can come in. YOLO, be ready to go once Sean is out. Keep watching along. All right, Chris, bring Sean in.
Sounds good.
Yep.
That's the
Opening
first sequence,
scene.
guys. We're killing it. Thanks for everyone. There's so many people in the chat right now. Thank you, guys. We got a shout out on Instagram from a Duel of the Fates account. So welcome,
Yes.
guys.
All right.
Welcome.
So,
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome Sean B to the
as
stream.
Commander
Yo.
Selleck. All right. So, opening scene. So, this is the official beginning of Act 1. So, we all still at the same place?
Let's do it, man.
All right. So,
Coruscant Day, right?
yep. Exterior Coruscant Day. Perfect.
Yep.
All right. Exterior Coruscant Day. A dense cloud layer pierced with skyscrapers. We follow a security craft down through the fog to reveal the city, unrecognizable from its Halicon days. New structures built atop the Deco architecture of the Old Republic, growing older as we descend to the decrepit streets below. Sedimentary layers of progress. Exterior Coruscant, Imperial Boulevard, Day. The security craft lands on a broad avenue rife with despair. Immigrants from 1,000 systems, all seeking a better future for their children. The cruisers unload a squad of 8 stormtroopers on hovering Night Sister speeder bikes. They disappear down long alleys, spreading out into the populace. One buzzes past a dirty propaganda billboard with the familiar Force Order symbol and message, "Join today." Someone has painted "Don't" above the join. A street kid, Dade, 12, eyes a pair of patrolling stormtroopers as they rough up a limbless alien. He picks up a piece of broken cement, aims, throws. It hits the trooper in the head. Both spin, blasters up, but the kid is long gone. A bantha horn sounds on high. Dade races through plumes of smoke, past buildings with shocks of Old Republic-era technology, revealing exterior Monument Square, Day. A massive open plaza connected by a web of boulevards. The First Order Capitol towers over it, a jagged structure balancing on the surface like a spinning top. Thousands are gathered here, all eyes on a dais where Capitol guards hold a ragged, hooded figure before the crowd. The people look at the sky at a hologram of Chancellor Hux, 4 stories tall. Dade weaves closer. Chancellor Hux.
Today, another conspirator stands charged with treason.
The guards remove the conspirator's hood, revealing Biskova, our alien on the ground from the Kuat colony.
Though support for his cause is all but vanished, let this day remind us of the consequences for defying our supreme leader.
The Capitol guards lead Biskova to a guillotine with a hissed light blade poised above. He stares silently ahead.
Kylo Ren is not without pity, just as the traitor before you was not without remorse. And so he offers to spare this man's life in exchange for the location of the Resistance base.
Biskova remains defiant. Hox's hologram grows irritated. Kofrabiva Tora Famlia.
So be it.
Biskova is placed in the lightsaber guillotine. Kofrabiva Tora Famlia. Kofrabiva Tora Famlia. A woman in the crowd covers Dade's eyes. He peels her fingers away and anger burning within. The light blade falls. Interior Capitol corridor. Day. Chancellor Hux, hair streaked with gray, looks down at the thousands gathered in Monument Square. The people are a distant blur from here. Boot heels click, revealing Commander Selleck, Hux's second in military command. Commander Selleck.
Sir, they're here.
Interior Capitol War Room. Day. A clawed hand reaches into a silver tureen of baby shacks, huddled together for warmth. We follow the squealing animal into the mouth of Lord Gerlid, an alien with razor teeth. He sits at a table of galactic warlords, tribal, wealthy, coated in elaborate robes and stolen jewels. Chancellor Hux speaks to them, nostrils flared at the smell.
I assure you, the stolen destroyer will be found. Our probe droids are scouring the galaxy as we speak.
Lord Gerlid.
A Dreadnought-class warship just slipped through your fingers. Hux, your words don't inspire confidence.
A lone signal won't be difficult to find. Our transmissions blockade has silenced millions of systems.
You can silence planets, not people. There have been uprisings. We must not allow the seeds of revolution to take root.
The First Order will punish those who defy your rule. Submit your youth for conditioning. They will teach their elders the rule of law.
Jorn Nult, a nasty dreadlocked Weequay.
It's Skywalker they believe in, not the law, and his apprentice, this girl, this Jedi. She's become a symbol of hope.
Haykar Shen, a species with curved spider fangs for teeth.
The people believe she will destroy you, Hux, and your master.
Kylo Ren is no master. Certainly not mine.
Ugmot, a shapeless Noid, pounds the table with his tiny hands.
We must kill the Last Jedi.
The Knights of Ren have been dispatched to eliminate her.
Our fate in the hands of zealots. You ask for our confidence, yet provide nothing to inspire it. Where is Kylo Ren?
The Supreme Leader will return when he acquires the knowledge he seeks.
The warlords eye each other, not satisfied with that.
When?
Hux seeds, speaking through his teeth.
Soon.
Exterior, Mustafar, day. All right, so this is the part where, Sean, I'm going to kick you out. All right, Chris, bring in Luke. Sean, thank you again.
Word, guys. This is awesome so far.
Yes, this is absolutely
Everyone's bringing it, man. Ian, that Hux has me dying, bro.
You guys are kicking so much ass right now. I hope you understand that. All right.
That scene was amazing. I loved it.
Thank
all right, Luke, you ready, buddy?
Yes, I am.
All right. You all caught up? We are on page 19 right now. At the bottom of page 9, middle exterior Mustafar Day.
Page 19. Let's do it.
All right. Exterior Mustafar Day. The terrain is obsidian-like, black and reflective. Jagged mountains spike in the distance. A cloaked figure in tattered robes rises into frame. Kylo Ren, bearded and wary. He checks the stars for navigation, climbs over a rock precipice to reveal Vader's abandoned castle in the distance. A drone droid, VX-20, floats just behind him. Kylo. Interior Vader's chamber.
Stay here.
A forgotten, decrepit cathedral. Crumbling. Pieces of structure litter the ground, untouched for decades. Kylo lights his red crossguard lightsaber, holds it up as a torch. Tiny creatures scurry at the disturbance. A haunting wind blows against his cheek, chilling him. Kylo.
Leave
This
me
is where the
alone.
dark path leads. An empty tomb.
Luke Skywalker's voice, haunting his nephew like a spirit.
And where did your path
I know
lead?
what you've been
You're a
searching
ghost.
for, Ben. Your master promised you strength, but you feel hollow.
Soon I will be even more powerful than
Are
any
you
Jedi,
sure?
even you.
Kylo snaps, spins, and swings his lightsaber in empty space. With a billow of gold wind, Luke's spirit is gone.
Go home, Ben. Go home to Leia.
Kylo is shaken, but on the altar beyond, the artifact he came here to find. A Sith holocron. He kneels before it, holds out his palm, channels the Force. The three sides of the pyramid pull away, revealing an energy within. It grows in intensity and projects a hologram. Emperor Palpatine, recorded decades ago. Lord Vader, young Skywalker will soon be ours. I have foreseen it, but we must prepare for the unforeseen. Should he strike me down, you will take him to the Remnicor system. There you will find Tor Valum, master of the Sith Lord, who instructed me. The holocron's blue light swirls red. It emits a laser that scans Kylo's body. Here, the son of Skywalker will acquire a great ability beyond what you could hope to command in your damaged state. With it, he will harness the untapped power of Mortis. At last, we will realize. The holocron alarms. Kylo Ren is not Darth Vader. Palpatine's image stutters. Destiny, but potential. A blast of red lightning shoots from the pyramidal device into Kylo's eyes. The invasive pulse of energy spreads over his face like a cancer. Horrible, raw purple veins streak through his skin. He screams in deep, unbearable pain. Interior resistance base. Korolev day. A pair of blue eyes snap open.
Ben.
Leia Organa grips a stone wall, regaining balance. Her hair is long and gray, her robes white. A wise and elegant leader, Leia has suffered more loss than a human can endure, but she remains a rock in a raging river. She stands overlooking a terrain of rainforest dusted with crisp white snow. Korolev, the Resistance's secret base. She senses a presence behind her.
Speak.
Chewbacca approaches with Lieutenant Connix, wounded in battle since we last saw her. She now has a visible scar. Connix.
The team has returned, General.
Mission accomplished.
Not exactly.
Connix nods to the sky beyond. Leia turns to see the Eclipse Destroyer descending to a planetfall over the snowy jungle, escorted by X-Wings. They look like flies next to it. Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, bridge, day. Leia storms onto the bridge as the First Order officers are escorted out in handcuffs. You are in strict violation of the Corellian Accords. Oh, shit. I just realized we got to bring Poe back. I'm like, oh, man, I'm doing great tonight. All right. So for right now, Pat, I'm kicking you out. Be ready to come back in.
Welcome back, YOLO of YOLO Reviews.
Yes.
Our Poe Dameron for the evening. We're on page 22, the bottom of page 22 for anyone following along at home. Just about to get into the good stuff.
Yes. This is going. All right. And we have our. All right, there we go. We have our Poe Dameron back. All right. So.
Yeah, put it on my tap.
Rose rips the officer's ID bars off his uniform.
You mind? I collect these.
Connix.
What should we do with them, General?
Cook some dinner. They look thin.
Punishment for your act of rebellion will be swift. The door shuts in his face.
Scan the ship. This thing could be crawling with enemy troops. But our team didn't consider that, did they?
Come on. Tell me you haven't always wanted one of these.
Leia gives him a look. Insufferable.
Prepare for evacuation. We're leaving.
What? Why?
You stole a Star Destroyer.
I disabled their homing beacon. We're free and clear.
Would you bet your life on that?
That stops them both. Leia looks past them to Rey in a corridor off the bridge, alone.
Go.
Leia approaches Finn.
How's she doing?
Hard to tell. Maybe you can talk to her.
She doesn't need a master right now. She needs a friend.
Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, corridor, continuous. Finn approaches Rey, tentative.
You okay?
I failed.
Don't say that. They know our tactics. We've been fighting this war for too long.
Those people, the children, I saw hope in their eyes.
They believe in
Those
you.
words add more
We
weight
all
to
do.
Rey's heavy shoulders.
I can't be who they need me to be. I'm not strong enough.
That's not true.
Every night I wake up screaming. Every night, another bad dream.
Is it him?
There's something between us. I can't explain it.
You have to shut him out. He can't change. It's too late.
It's never too late to change. You taught me that.
Chewbacca brays, excited. He's looking out a small rectangular porthole into the hull of the ship.
What is it, buddy?
Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, weapons arsenal, day. Chewie opens the blast door, revealing a mile-long arsenal of decommissioned Imperial weaponry. Ships, walkers, urban assault vehicles, mounds of heavy artillery. Finn's eyes light up.
This is enough firepower to take the capital. Poe, you need to see this!
Poe and Rose join them on the Overlook. It's a game changer.
See, when I have ever come back with empty-handed, was the plan.
Was it?
We have ships, weapons, all we need is an army.
How? Nobody can hear us. We are in the dark.
Pushed in on Rey. These words are resonating with her.
We don't have to be.
Interior, Millennium Falcon, day. Rey opens the ancient Jedi text from Acto, laid out on the Holocaust table. Finn, Poe, Rose, Chewie gather around.
The Jedi had communication system. Before the Old Republic, it was powered by a nexus beneath the temple.
Sketches of a tower in the old Jedi temple on Coruscant. Light flowing from the spiral into space.
A force beacon entered to call the outlying systems to war.
No way it still works.
Old Republic tech is better than the junk we have today.
That frequency predates the Empire by 1,000 years. The First Order's blockade couldn't disrupt the signal.
It's worth a shot.
They look to Poe, the de facto leader.
Anything's worth a shot. Yeah, I hope so too. Rey?
Rey hesitates for a reason she doesn't understand yet. A dark, ominous feeling.
Rey!
She snaps back to them.
Sorry. Hope is all we have.
Interior, Resistance Base, Jedi Dojo, day. Whack, a wooden bow stick hits a pillar, coughing dust. Light pours through an open sinkhole onto an elaborate wooden Jedi sparring post. Extensions on all sides, like branches of a tree. It moves, rotating at the base, limbs spinning. Rey combats it with aggressive elegance, blindfolded. She spins, ducks, leaps, climbing while fighting. Thump, a swinging post connects with Rey's back. She hits the ground hard, winces in pain. Luke's voice.
Your pain is an illusion.
It isn't actually.
She braces herself and attacks the post again. A double flip, and Rey sticks the landing. But then she falters, sensing a disturbance. Exterior, First Order Capital, landing pad, night. A pair of porcine Ugnaughts pushed a levitating stretcher away from a TIE silencer. On it, Kylo, in worse shape than we left him, damaged veins stretching down his neck. Interior, medical bay, night. Kylo screams at an operating table surrounded by medical droids. Layers of Mandalorian iron are smelting to his face. A discomforting sizzle as they work. Kylo grits his teeth. Interior, Resistance Base, Jedi Dojo, day. Rey touches her cheek, feeling a sharp but distant pain. Interior, medical bay, night. Kylo screams as a jolt of electricity flows into the iron on his face. He is suddenly racked by a vision. A mountain, snow on the jagged peaks, a temple older than all known time. An ancient chamber, two massive thrones built into the rock, a well of light pulsing from the deep below. Interior, Resistance Base, Jedi Dojo, day. Rey is racked by the same vision, but it continues. A dark figure, hooded, masked, Kylo Ren. He activates his red lightsaber, facing off with Rey before the two thrones. They fight, vicious, intense. With a sharp swing, Kylo strikes her down. Back to Rey. She tears out the blindfold, breathless.
What did you see?
I saw a mountain, two thrones in the rock. Kylo Ren was changed.
Luke Skywalker steps into the light, a more tangible form of Force Ghost, similar to his projected self on Crate.
Kylo saw it
You
too.
saw the future.
I could feel him, like he was there with me. Mortis?
Luke turns
Where?
grave. He sits as Obi-Wan once sat beside him.
What do you know of Mortis?
It's an ancient place from a time before the Jedi, before the Sith. Two thrones, two powerful beings. One darkness, the other of light. Together they brought balance. But it's a myth.
Luke is
So
almost
was
present
I,
now.
if
All
you
traces
remember.
of blue light are gone.
Beneath the Temple of Mortis lies a power beyond anything the Jedi have ever known. If Kylo reaches the temple, all we fought for will be lost. You have to confront him.
Oh, you want me to? Kill Leia's son?
The Force guides us towards balance. It doesn't always show us what we want to see.
Rey scoffs, petulant, angry.
Balance. The dark suffocates the balance. The balance. Sorry, I can't talk. The balance suffocates the light. The light extinguishes the dark over and over. How is that balance?
I know that anger. I had it. My father had it too.
So says my master and his master before him, and 1,000 masters so eager to tell us how to live.
She looks through an arched opening at the resistance base below. Finn and Rose calibrating a grappling cannon. Poe and Chewie working on the Falcon.
I spent my whole life wanting a family. Now I got one. I won't abandon them.
The Force is speaking to you, Rey.
Maybe I'm not who it thinks I am.
Who are you?
I'm no one.
If that's what you believe, the Last Jedi is dead.
Rey sets a practice staff alongside a line of others.
Maybe he is.
Interior, medical bay, night. Kylo's medical slab rises vertical. He looks into a mirror at his altered face, half covered with smelted iron, a monster.
Finish
A new
it.
mask lowers onto his head and locks into place, spitting steam. We don't see the front of it, not yet. A strip of glowing buttons light up the underside of his forearm. The med droid presses a code. The helmet beeps. Breathe. He does. A new sound different than Vader's. Guttural. Deep. Interior, Chancellor Hux's chamber, night. Ornate drapes in an indoor fountain. A huge throne-like chair faces the city through a massive circular window. Hux removes his trench coat, pointed hat, catches himself in the mirror, touches a streak of his gray hair. He peers into a glass case at an object of his affection, a lightsaber resting on a pedestal, a collector's item. He gazes at it with envy. Hux removes a few coins from his pocket, places one on the table, extends his hand, and tries to use the Force to move it. It doesn't budge. His face grows red from trying.
Has all been well in my
Hux
absence?
startles, embarrassed. Kylo's masked face is in shadow.
Supreme Leader, you've returned. If I'd known.
I don't need grand displays and processions or titles, Chancellor.
Kylo steps into the light. The new mask is reminiscent of his first, but sharper, nastier, scarier.
My knights tell me the girl was within your grasp.
Apparently, your knights took it upon themselves to deal with my general's failure.
And how should I address your failure?
Hux turns whiter, takes a small step back.
What happened to your...
She's beloved, isn't she?
Belief is the solace of peasants. People cling to folklore, but they fear the First Order.
They fear me. Soon I will command the Force in ways unseen since the ancients.
The power described in the Sith texts, you found it?
It is within my reach. The ability to destroy a planet will be insignificant.
What are your orders?
Find the resistance. Wipe them out.
And the girl?
Leave her to me.
Interior, Resistance Base, briefing room, day. A hologram of the Capitol lights up. Poe stands before the Resistance leadership, Leia nearby.
As you know, the First Order has silenced communication between all neighboring systems. The source of the blockade is a transmission jammer deep in the First Order capital on Coruscant.
Capital
here.
hologram blinks, zooms, a cube within.
So far, we've been unable to find a weakness. No thermal exhaust port, no oscillator. In other words, they're onto us.
Leia smiles. He's great.
Our forces are too depleted to mount direct assault, but you have found an alternative.
The Capital hologram dissipates to make way for a new structure. The Jedi Temple, a familiar five-spired building.
An analog system from the days of the Old Republic.
Schematics of an ancient machine powered by Kyber crystal.
A small team will activate the beacon and summon the galaxies to war.
The hologram demonstrates. A light shoots from the center spire and connects 50 other planets like dots.
When they succeed, the rest of us will be ready.
Finn steps forward, eyes alive.
I'll lead him, General.
I'll lead the team, General, but I'll let him think he's doing it.
Leia eyes Rey, sensing her conflict.
Rey? Rey?
Rey, I believe you are muted out.
Sorry, I said my line. I didn't realize I was muted. I'm so sorry.
It was going to happen at least one point during this.
My apologies. Oh, they're looking for me. It's dangerous enough as it is. I can't go with you.
Oh, smile fades. Leia doesn't press it, reading the room.
Prepare to evacuate. We'll reconvene at the rendezvous point.
On R2-D2 and C-3PO, on the edges of the room, R2 beeps.
Coruscant. Finally, a good idea for those scrambled circuits of yours. Coruscant will be quite pleasant this time of year. Yes, a properly refined city will be welcome after a hoveling day around here like a gun dock.
Poe catches up with Ray.
Hey, what was that about?
I have to bring an end to all this. I have to confront him.
You're just gonna confront him. Who talks like that?
Jedi do? I'm new to this.
Okay, I'm going with you.
No, I have to go alone.
Is that on your book too? Where is this confrontation going to happen?
Mortis, it's an unknown. It's an unknown region.
Mortis is a myth.
It isn't. I saw it.
Oh, you saw it. And how do you plan on finding it?
Ray hesitates, unsure.
I'll figure it out.
She walks away. Poe follows, determined.
Hey, look, I know you think I'm wasted air on any mission, Master Jedi.
Please stop calling me that.
But the thing is, I know someone who can find the system you're looking for.
If it's one of your Flay Academy friends, I swear.
It's not one of those guys, but those guys are great.
Because they're unreliable at best, and I'm being nice.
She's a navigator, lives on Bonadam, force sensitive, like you. Not exactly like you. Spice diggers used to pay her to find deposits on asteroids.
Do you trust her?
She's a little off, but it is a place exists. She can find it.
Ray softens. Poe is standing closer than he's ever been.
Hey, I get it. No attachments. Jedi path. I've read that story too, but I'm just saying you don't have to do this alone.
On Leia, through layers of pilots, notices Ray and Poe in the corridor, recognizes the romantic tension. Her knowing look quickly turns to concern. On Poe and Rose, Finn tightens a bolt on the grappling cannon. A loud clank startles him. He closes his eyes, left hand shaking.
Hey, it's okay.
Finn's past has followed him for years. Memories of friends kidnapped and conditioned to serve.
One of the stormtroopers on Quat, I knew him. We trained together. When we were kids, he looked so scared. I remember that feeling.
I don't think that feeling ever goes away.
I can't let more of them end up like me. It has to stop.
Rose puts a calming hand on his. He breathes easier.
That's what we're fighting for.
Interior, Kylo Ren's chambers. Night. Kylo gazes down at Darth Vader's burned mask, speaking once more to the grandfather he will never know.
I understand you now. Your weakness, your pain. You allowed love to cloud your judgment. I will succeed where you failed.
Onto his balcony. 1,000 feet up, a layer of clouds below, stars above. Kylo holds Vader's mask out over the edge and lets it go. It plunges down below the clouds and shatters. Interior, tie silencer. Night. Kylo lowers into the cockpit. His drone, VX-20, settles into the data dock over his right shoulder.
Set a course for Remnant Corps.
Taking a quick break. So I'm going to knock out Luke temporarily. Luke, thank you. And
introducing our Commander Selleck.
Once again, our Commander Selleck, Sean B.
And we are on page 36 for everyone who's following along with us right now.
Thank you again for going along with us with our breaks as we bring in and out our cast members. But we stress hard.
Amazing C-3PO voice, by the way, Sean.
Right? Right?
Yeah, I gotta agree there. That was awesome.
And the Oscar
Thank you,
goes
guys.
to
Everyone is phenomenal right now. I can't believe it.
This is going way better than I ever could have thought. All right. Sean B is here. So we are at the bottom of page 36. Interior. War room. Night. Hux watches Kylo's tie silencer fly into the starfield above. Chancellor Hux.
Goodbye, Ren.
Commander Selleck approaches.
Sir, one of our probes picked up the droid signal. We've found them.
Ready my ship. I want to witness their extinction myself.
Shall I inform the Supreme Leader?
No. Let Kylo and the girl fulfill their empty promises of their ancient religion. In the end, they'll destroy each other, as Jedi and Sith always have. Then we will rise, strong, decisive, ready to bring true order to the galaxy.
Commander Selleck eyes Hux, unnerved by him.
Prepare the attack.
Exterior Resistance base, spacecraft hangar, day. Buzzing energy as the Resistance evacuates the base. Poe and Chewbacca load up the Millennium Falcon.
Because I'm not sending her out there alone. That's why. Just trust me.
Nearby, Rose and Finn load up the Phantom Hawk, her junky but reliable ship pieced together from parts. Rose has the hood open, tinkering with the innards.
This is a Corellian hyperdrive. R2, do we have a key code for this?
R2 projects a hologram of key codes, finds a match.
This is every hyperdrive key in the old Imperial fleet. They still use these. R2, where did you get this?
R2 beeps.
I told you to erase that data from the Beastman's central computer. You don't know where it's been.
Looks past the droids to Rey, loading up the Falcon with Poe and Chewie. He approaches her.
Guess this is goodbye.
Don't say that.
You've come a long way since Jakku.
So have you.
Resistance.
They trust you. They should.
Finn and Rey hug. They say nothing, but it means everything. Poe appears, BB-8 rolling alongside him.
We should get out of here before.
Trojan.
Oh,
Owen was strongly and hugs him.
Take care of him.
I will.
Finn swallows his emotion and forces himself to the Phantom Hawk, where Rose sweats under the engine bay.
No, hop on board. Relax. I'll handle all of this work.
Rey watches Finn board the ship. Nothing but love for her friend. Beyond the Phantom Hawk, Leia approaches.
Leia,
You don't have to say it.
Right, Force sensitive.
I can save your son.
I believe that once, like you.
There is good in him.
There's good in all of us, but the boy I knew is gone. Rey, be careful.
Master Luke trained me well.
Some things you can't train for.
Rey follows Leia's eyes to Poe, staring at her just as Chewbacca tosses him a wrench.
I don't... What?
Come on, I know how complicated this is.
I can't. There are rules. Jedi rules.
Written by who? Some old man, 1,000 years before you were born?
Leia speaks to Rey like her own daughter.
My whole life, I heard one word, balance. I never really understood what it meant. Until the first time I saw you, I heard that word again, like it was whispered to me. Balance.
Leia takes her hand, intimate, close.
You're not like my father or my brother. You're new. Whatever happens, remember, the Force chose you, Rey. Your story isn't written by anyone else.
A massive blast shakes the mountain. Dust crumbles. Alarms blare. Massive blips on the radar screen. Resurgence-class Star Destroyer detected. We're taking fire. Exterior space, Korolev orbit. The Finalizer bears down on the planet while two other First Order starships arrive from Lightspeed, flanking it. Interior, Finalizer destroyer, bridge, day. Hux looks out at the glowing planet beyond.
Decimate any ships leaving the planet. Charge the primary weapon.
Interior, resistance base, spacecraft hangar, day. Alarm lights flash. Pilots run for their ships. Emergency evac. All personnel and craft to rendezvous Point Crimson. Resistance guards surround Leia.
Route all unarmored transport to the Eclipse. It's our only way out.
Leia locks eyes with Rey. She goes. Poe. Poe.
Sorry, I forgot he was muted.
Oh, you're good.
Rey,
I'm two. All right.
Rey, we have to go. Rey
races up the Falcon ramp. Poe yells to Finn.
Go, get out of here.
Finn and Rose hurry into the Phantom Hawk. Transports and fighters fly out of the hangar toward the waiting Eclipse, hidden in a deep cannon. Interior, Millennium Falcon, cockpit, day. Rey and Poe instinctively spin into the pilot seats. Chewie doesn't like it.
I know, your seat.
Chewie bangs on the walls. That's his damn chair.
Can we talk about this later?
Interior, Phantom Hawk, day. Rose reverses their ships out of the hangar. Another blast from the Star Destroyer pulses the shields.
I'm afraid our shields cannot withstand a super laser of this magnitude.
Tell me the odds, 3PO. I like numbers.
Finn watches the Millennium Falcon rise out of the sinkhole.
Good luck, Rey.
Interior, Millennium Falcon, cockpit, day. Rey answers Finn as if he's next to her.
You too.
Falcon rises out of the deep sinkholes at the surface where the jungle is on fire. Laser blasts pound the mountain base from above, relentless. Just inside the shield barrier, transports and fighters fly into the open docking bays of the Eclipse Destroyer like bees into a hive, safe inside. Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, bridge, day. Leia takes her command position on the bridge, now fully manned by Resistance personnel. Connix.
Shields are at 8%, General. We can't wait any longer.
One last look at Korolev, another home taken from her. Interior, Finalizer Destroyer, bridge, day. Hux' pale face glows from super laser fire. Bryce, primary weapon charge, sir.
Fire!
Interior, Phantom Hawk space. Finn and Rose feel the heat of the explosion all around them as the light bends ahead and they escape into hyperspace. Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, bridge, day. Leia closes her eyes, feeling the loss of the men and women left behind as the Eclipse makes the jump to light speed. Exterior, Korolev, day. The Eclipse vanishes in an instant. The finalizer super laser finally cracks the shield. The base erupts. The entire planet explodes in hellfire. From the ring of destruction, the Millennium Falcon rockets out into space. Interior, Millennium Falcon, cockpit, space. The ship rattles. Mountainous chunks of space rock spin away from the exploded planet, creating a field of obstacles all around them. Chewie whines.
I know. We can't make the jump with all this debris.
Neither can that destroyer.
Chewie, cloak our signal.
The Falcon quakes. Damage alarms blare. They swerve and dodge through chunks of destroyed planet. Some pieces still intact with mountains, jungle valleys, and waterfalls frozen by the cold of space. A familiar ship enters the frame in blazing pursuit. The dark and jagged. Knife 9. Interior, Knife 9, cockpit. Jadek Ren at the helm. Ott and Laurel flank him in elevated gun chairs. In the deep background, Hataska floats in an electro-oxygen chamber, tubes weaving around his body. Ott and Laurel unload waves of targeted blasts on the Falcon, exploding remnants of planet when they miss the ship. Interior, Millennium Falcon, cockpit. The Falcon is hammered with laser fire. Relentless.
What's this?
Eyes the pursuing ship on the rearview graphic monitor.
Let me fly.
I've got the yoke. My yoke.
My ship.
Both wrong. Exterior, planet debris field, space. Knife 9 pursues the Falcon through the spinning piece of Korolev, trying to avoid collision without losing their targets. The Falcon gets close to one of the planetary fragments and buzzes the surface, dodging blasts as it flies up the face of a frosted jungle mountain in space. The horizon spins as the fragment spirals above both ships, spinning out on a chaotic trajectory. Suddenly, the mountain is inverted above them, within the blackness of space below. Interior, Millennial Falcon, cockpit. Poe fires on the jagged mountain peak, hanging above them now like a stalactite. The mountain peak blasts apart, sending projectiles spinning into the path of the pursuing craft. Knife 9 is hit by a sharp piece of rocky mountaintop, sending it wildly off course.
We're clear.
Punch it.
Light bends ahead and they rocket into hyperspace. Interior, Knife 9, cockpit. Alarms blare as they spin out. Jadek Ren regains control. Jadek approaches the electro-oxygen chamber, eyeing Hataska through the glass. Wires protrude from his mask into the main computer. He's in some kind of induced sleep.
What do you see, brother?
Jadek places his hand on the glass. Suddenly, Hataska does the same, hand flat on the glass against Jadek's. Laurel and Ott look on, waiting for the answer. Jadek's head tilts up. He nods, removes his hand from the glass.
Set a course for Boadan.
Exterior, Remnicor, night. Kylo's TIE silencer enters the atmosphere of cold black planet veined with silver. It touches down on a ridge overlooking a wide valley of obsidian-like terrain, frozen trees and windswept shapes, flows of white lava. Exterior, Remnicor Fortress, night. All right, so let me just check something. All right, so right now, this is where I'm going to kick you out, Sean, and we are going to bring in our Tor Valum, Pat. So,
Cool.
Chris,
Page 45.
do your thing. And while we're waiting for Pat to get in here, I'm actually going to do a quick location swap, so bear with me.
Getting mobile on the live stream. This is awesome, guys. Everyone in the chat, we appreciate it. This is something new for us, so we appreciate you being here and hanging out. And again, if you're just stumbling upon this stream, everyone here is a content creator of sorts. Please go follow their channel, subscribe, follow them on Instagram, whatever they do. It's all going to be in the description after the live viewing. So,
hey, what's up? Are we at my line?
Not yet.
Okay.
Dom got mobile during the live stream. Location swap. He's location scouting. You know, it's like we got to make sure before we film this thing that we're in the right spot before we do it.
Scenery, it's important.
Exactly.
Everyone is doing great, I must add.
Yeah, no, this is so much better than the movie we got. It just makes me even more upset.
And like I said, I am confident in my decision to make this the official episode 9 breaks and everything. All right, so we all good?
Let's do it.
All right, so we are on page 45. Exterior, Remnicor, night. So here we go. Kylo's TIE silencer enters the atmosphere of a cold black planet veined with silver. It touches down on a ridge, overlooking into a wide valley of obsidian-like terrain, frozen trees and windswept shapes, flows of white lava. Exterior, Remnicor Fortress, night. Kylo approaches an ancient stone military battlement consumed by skeletons of fallen war beasts litter the terrain. Whatever battle happened here, it ended centuries ago. He passes empty suits of armor, robes draped over broken shields, flags flutter in the wind, a Sith helmet on the ground, skull visible within, a reminder that while the Jedi lived on, the Sith became dust. His tracking beacon flashes a single red dot. Life forms detected. Interior, Remdakor Fortress, courtyard, night. The door opens towards us, revealing Kylo, hand extended. He enters a circular chamber stacked with broken spacecraft parts, ancient military technology, and piles of silver ore. A glowing white fire crackles into a stone pit. A voice whispers as he draws closer to the flame. Tor Valum.
Reveal yourself.
Kylo's lightsaber ignites, a reflex action.
I seek the Sith Master, Tor Valum.
I am no master.
Mountain of junk moves. From it, as it disguised within, comes Tor Valum, 7,000-year-old, an alien of unknown origin, spinally intense, sinew and muscle pulled tight.
But I was once called Tor Valum.
Kylo remains steadfast, dominant.
You trained Darth Plagueis?
That name means nothing to me.
Kylo's lightsaber flashes in anger, settling inches from Tor Valum's taut, leathery skin.
Does your life?
Tor Valum regards Kylo, smiles with sharp teeth.
You threaten me with death? How amusing.
You are weak. I feel nothing.
You feel what I allow you to feel, child.
The creature extends a long finger, pointing to Kylo's mask.
Reveal yourself.
Kylo removes his mask. His face is vain, corrupted worse than we remember. Tor Valum appears oddly entertained.
You wish to obtain the power of those who came before. Take your place among the gods of Mortis.
I do.
To rule the galaxy without armies, without starships?
Yes.
Yet you fear the frailty of your vessel. You need this power.
Kylo's jaw tenses. He nods.
Kneel before me.
Miraculously, Kylo kneels.
You call yourself a Sith, but the Sith are unrepentant, remorseless. You're haunted by the past, your very existence.
I have no regrets.
You lie. Until you sever yourself from the past, your fate will be the same as theirs.
Tor Valum motions to the battlefield in the valley below. Empty Jedi Knight armor, vacant Sith Marauder armor beside it. Withered husks of animals and men.
The living force is nourishment. The more one consumes, the stronger one becomes. To take life is to cheat death.
The creature lifts his body with his arms and walks on them. Kylo eyes his strange new master.
Teach me.
Cut to. Exterior, Bonadan, sunset. The Falcon descends into a valley of cylindrical mountains rising above water spotted with junk boats. This planet exists in permanent sunset lit by its bustling night markets. The Falcon lands on a multi-level docking array. It feels like a tower of lily pads, a visiting ship on each. Exterior, Bonadan, docking array, sunset. Poe argues with two stumpy Langols, Oke and Soko, at the base of the Millennium Falcon's ramp.
I know it's a Corellian light freighter, but you're going to say it's a Predator cruiser in the register. That's why I wink when I gave you the money. Understand what's happening here?
Oke and Soko chatter in their alien language, voices rising.
Okay, which one of you is in charge? Because you both are the size of a children where I come from.
Ray exits the Falcon. Poe stops her.
Whoa, you can't go out like that. You look like a Jedi.
What's that supposed to mean?
Just tone it down a little. Chewie, will you straighten these guys out?
Chewbacca takes over negotiations with the Langols. The landing pads rotate and descend, lowering the Falcon's platform to water level. An elegant and fluid system. Poe leads right towards a toothless merchant selling jewelry and sari-like robes.
How much for this one?
Ray takes out her credits. The merchant shakes her head, closes Ray's hand around the money.
Thank you.
Chewbacca has one of the Langols lifted off the ground, using him as a bargaining chip against the other.
Oh, Chewie, negotiate, persuade quietly.
Chewbacca shakes his head and whines. Exterior Bonadan night market, sunset. Ray and Poe step off a junk boat ferry into a sensory overload of lights, smells, and tastes. Aliens and humans haggle over pieces of artisan crafts and live animals. Packs of teenagers eat bizarre street food from market stalls. Kids laugh at buskers and street performers. A freak show hawker beckons them to a curtained booth. Come witness the frothing eye of loyal Karn. They walk amongst the oddities and wonders undercover. Rey's colorful sari gives her an exotic elegance we've never seen before. She uncomfortably adjusts her incognito hooded pullover.
I like it. You look like a local.
You've been here before?
With my grandfather. I used to sail right out there. You'll never seen so many lights.
Eyes are.
What do you remember?
Rey digs for a memory before her abandonment.
My father and I would build starships out of wood. They could fit in your hand.
Anything else?
I remember love. That's why I waited for so long.
Doubt creeps in.
But I must have imagined it. They were no one.
Poe looks up at her in the setting sunlight, wishing they could change the past for her, but unable.
No one is no one.
Rey takes that in. Then she spots a trio of mech troopers standing in the crowd ahead. Poe follows her eyes, puts his hand on his blaster.
No!
She pulls Poe into a market stall, eyeing them through hanging cloth. An old female Utai peddler barks at them to taste the spicy clawfish soup she's selling. Kazakhstan! Nep! Nep!
No, not hungry.
Holds out the steaming ladle to Poe, encouraging. DP, Kazakhstan! One of the mech troopers looks in their direction.
Okay, here. Just shh.
Poe drinks from the soup ladle.
See?
His face turns red. He coughs from the intense heat. The Utai and her friends laugh. I don't know how deep.
No, it's good.
He coughs harder, getting worse. The mech trooper moves in their direction, hearing the violent cough. Rey grabs Poe by the shirt and pulls him into a kiss, hiding his face beneath her headscarf. The mech trooper sees the two lovers from afar while the Utai women applaud in the background. He moves on. Rey and Poe pull apart. He takes a moment to recover. He's never kissed a Jedi.
Did it work?
I mean, I think so.
Rey looks past him at the mech troopers walking away.
Oh, so that wasn't...
No.
They eye each other, wishing the Force could stop time.
We should...
Right, yeah.
Interior bonnet and navigator's den. A circular room draped with colorful silks. Devoted followers sit around the edges, smoking all manner of pipes and vaporizer devices. An electro-harpist plays ethereal music. Nomi, a tiny alien child who appears no older than 5, sits on a pillow at the center of the floor made of marble. She consults quietly with an alien couple on the brink of divorce. They cry, touching foreheads. Rey and Poe enter through hanging beads.
Easy on the details. She doesn't have to know who or why, just what.
Nomi senses Rey and smiles past the couple in front of her. Nomi. All eyes turn
A
to Poe.
Jedi, the last.
Or this, we can do it this way.
Nomi nods to the couple before her, touching their chests. To Rey.
Go. Come sit. The Jedi and the man.
Asides in the gallery. Rey and Poe walk barefoot over the marbles fitted into the stone floor.
You seek a place.
A planet?
Mortis is the place.
Yes, I saw it in...
The mouth on the Jedi stops, and the mind makes the picture. The Force fills the Jedi and reveals the destination.
Poe nods encouragingly. Rey closes her eyes and breathes. The tiny marbles in the floor rise into the air, taking the three-dimensional shape of the galaxy all around them.
The destination is very odd. Old. The first to know the Force. The first where the good was done. And the evil, too.
Rey opens her eyes, surrounded by floating marbles.
Which one?
The destination lies within.
Look, we're in a hurry.
The man will not speak.
The marbles swirl above Rey, a galaxy around her.
The eyes close. Only the Jedi knows the path.
Nomi's voice grows distant as Rey falls deep into meditation. Flash 2, Mortis, snow on the peak, autumn leaves in the valley below.
There, the two will meet, drawn together by the Force.
The temple, 2 stones in the rock, a well of light pulsing from deep within the mountains below.
The dark side and the light.
A cloaked figure standing before Rey, his mask unmistakable.
There she will make the sacrifice.
The flash of a red lightsaber, jarring, violent as Kylo Ren strikes Rey down. Rey snaps out of her vision.
Wait, what?
A flat black oval stone at the center of the marble array falls from orbit into Nomi's palm.
What do you mean, sacrifice?
He hands it to a rabbit-sized astro scrivener, Geb, seated at a tiny easel. He paints a star map of the chosen location.
The Jedi must go alone.
No, hold on. 1 second.
Yeah, the astro scrivener tears the drawn planetary map off his easel, limps to Rey, and hands it over.
Thank you.
We're not leaving. What did she see? What did you see?
The Jedi will make the journey. The journey will answer the question.
What question? Can we all just take a deep breath and talk about this?
Rey stops at the door.
Is there another path?
Nomi looks at Rey with wide, unreadable eyes.
There is always another path.
Exterior, Coruscant night. Rose's Phantom Hawk descends through the skyscraper canyon. The city plunges underground below them, dense and alive, like roots of a tree. Interior, Phantom Hawk, night. Finn and Rose observe through the cockpit panel. Finn.
So many people
Rose.
living underground.
Rich folks don't spend much time thinking about what they're
Finn
standing
eyes
on.
the darkened Jedi temple in the distance.
That's it. Drop R2 and 3PO at the street level.
I'm afraid all of my knowledge of Coruscant is limited to the upper levels. Elitist, where do you even learn these words?
From the streets, leaving R2 and C-3PO behind. The ship ascends on the darkened roof of a skyscraper and skeletal stage. Lights off. Interior, abandoned skyscraper. Night. An unfinished floor, beams and girders only. Rose and Finn open a case, fold out their grappling cannon. Rose bolts the gun into the concrete floor. Finn attaches a sniper scope to the muzzle of the cannon, aims at the top of the Jedi Temple spire a quarter mile away. The grappling cannon fires, sticks. They harness in.
You don't have a fear of heights, do you?
It's not the height I'm afraid of. It's hitting the
We'll
ground.
be fine if we don't fall.
They unlatch and zipline 1,000 feet above the city. Interior, Jedi Temple spire, night. Finn and Rose crash through the shattered window and unbuckle. The chamber is barely recognizable, long forgotten.
R2, you have that message ready?
Jedi Temple courtyard, night. R2-D2 beeps, leading C-3PO through the decrepit courtyard at the base of the temple. A sad reminder of a better time.
This doesn't look like the Jedi Temple to me.
They move past oil drum fires and covetous looks from the city dwellers, the poorest of the poor.
What do you mean I stand out? Gold is not ostentatious. Leave the vocabulary to me, you glorified mechanic.
A vagabond alien sips in front of 3PO. Several others appear from behind, rubbing their hands across his wares.
Excuse me? Oh, my.
Strobe light blinds them. Get away from that droid! The dwellers scatter. The strobe shuts off, revealing the light and audio recording came from R2-D2.
Thank goodness. Don't ever leave me again.
R2-D2 leads him through a crumbled wall inside the temple, revealing the grand entrance hall. Gothic arched ceilings over a massive kyber crystal mounted like a holy sculpture. Interior, Jedi Temple spire, night. Rose and Finn run their fingers along the smooth walls. Rose finds a pyramid-shaped socket.
Found one.
Finn finds another identical panel across the room. He unwraps a pair of crystals, throws her one.
No!
He catches it.
5,000-year-old kyber crystal? Very rare. You hand it to me.
Sorry.
They insert their crystals into the sockets.
Ready? 3, 2.
The spire rumbles. The floor opens. A huge copper machine rises up. Old Republic tech around a central conducting chamber. Power flows through it, humming. Grand. Then it shorts out. Sparks fall. The machine goes dark.
Can't it be easy? Just one time?
Exterior, Remnicor. Night. A 3-tusked Gronk boar squeals, struggling to run in place. The animal's eyes roll back as the living force is drained into Kylo's open hand, reducing it to a husk. Kylo opens his eyes. His face has more life, his eyes brighter, scars receded, empowered, grateful. Tor Valen smiles like a parent who just taught his child to ride a bicycle. Kylo.
More.
There is no more. You have consumed all that remains.
A wind cuts from an ice cave beyond, a faint glow within.
What's down there?
Divergence.
I can
There is
feel
more
it.
within. Go.
Kylo puts on his mask and enters. Interior, Virgin's Cave, night. A light from Kylo's red saber refracts into the vast walls. The cave is empty, but not silent. There is a sound from the darkness, breathing. From the shadows comes the hulking presence of Darth Vader. Kylo stands his ground, lightsaber up, unsure what is happening. Vader ignites his own weapon, swings. Kylo blocks. Vader strikes again, forcing the descendant of Skywalker to defend himself. It's a brutal fight, intense lightsaber combat between two iconic villains. But Kylo is no match. Vader strikes him down. He screams in pain, falls to the ground. Kylo struggles to remove his mask, breathless, looks down at his chest wound. It no longer resists. He is alone. Exterior, Remnicor, night. Kylo staggers from the cave, angry, disoriented.
Where is Mortis?
The well of the living force, the source of the galaxy's birth.
I want to be stronger than those who came before.
Hungry.
Where is it?
You are not worthy of its power. Not yet.
Kylo reaches out his arm and force holds Tor Valum, delving deep into his mind. Tor Valum's smile goes away. He grits his teeth, pained as Kylo probes and extracts.
Release me.
I see it.
Freya, I gave you knowledge.
A mountain in winter. No, fall.
I gave you everything.
I know. You've given me so much.
Light of the living force drains from Tor Valum into Kylo's open hands.
Thank you.
The ancient being falls dead, reduced to a withered shell. All right. And that is a cut officially on Tor Valum. Pat, thank you.
Thank you, Pat.
Round of applause. Round of applause. Right there.
Thank you,
That is how you do-
Pleasure, Pat. Pleasure.
That is how you do a one-off villain performance right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Amazing, Pat.
All right. So, Pat.
Hey, Dom, toss a light on your face if you could. Other than that, we're rocking and rolling. The chat wants to see you, man. The chat must get what they deserve.
That'll have to be the best bet. There's very limited,
I missed this,
very
Joe. It's
limited
been a while.
light in here. So, Pat, thank you once again for contributing to this. Before you take off, where can the good people find you?
Basically, I'm teaching classes at Dutchess Community College, and if you look at the website bkmh.tv, that's some of the work I've done production-wise in the past. And hey, anytime you invite me on, I'm willing to help you guys out, being former students and all. So, good luck for the rest of the evening. I'll probably check you out on the YouTube channel.
All right, thank
Hell
you,
yeah,
Pat.
Pat.
Once again, Tor Valum,
That was
everybody.
great, my friend.
One
Thank
last
you.
round of applause. as we
Yeah.
send him out.
Amazing. All right. This is Act 2 just about,
Yep,
right?
Act 2, we are officially in.
Awesome.
So, Chris, bring in. Let's see who comes in first. You know what?
Cheers
Let's
to
keep it
Pat.
like this for now, and then we'll bring in whoever needs to come in next. So,
Page 60 for everyone following along at home.
Yep. All right. So here we go. Act 2. Exterior, Bonaden. Outside Navigator's hut. Night. Right collapses. A powerful disturbance coursing through her.
What is it?
He's growing stronger.
Poe looks around the market as if Kylo is nearby.
We don't have too much time.
Interior, Jedi Temple Spire. Night. Sparks fly as Rose welds through the broken conductor into place.
Will this old thing work with modern droids?
You're asking me about the mechanics of a force-powered antenna.
Out of your realm of expertise?
Out of anyone's realm of expertise.
She closes the panel, flips a rusted lever. Silence.
So is there like an on button or?
Boom. A light ignites within the machine.
Listen, if this goes sideways, I just want to say...
Say what?
A column of light shoots down the hollow spire. Interior, Temple Spire Base, night. C-3PO lurches as the ground vibrates. The column of light from the spire above connects with the Kyber crystal below. It glows. R2-D2 wheels next to the column of light and projects a hologram message directly into the data stream. Exterior, Coruscant, night. The light beam shoots up into the sky, visible for miles. The poor and downtrodden look up at the beacon, faces warmed by its light. Among them, Dade smiles, hopeful. Exterior, deep space. The light leaves Coruscant and connects to a nearby planet. Exterior, Agora 6, day. Hills rise above a dense layer of palm jungle. Atop one, 1,000-year-old receiver from the Old Republic. The light hits the receiver, disappearing within. Interior, Agora 6 receiver, day. An old copper machine consumes the light. The gears spin and whirl. Monitors come to life with Arabesh code. An ancient Bendu monk rises to his feet, looks to the sky. He's been waiting for this a long time. Lights blink and flash as the machine decodes the data stream back into an image. Leia, elegant in her white robes. Exterior, Agora 6 settlement, day. Peasants in a breadline look up at the light, hitting the receiver in the distance. Suddenly, a nearby R4 unit beeps wildly and projects the hologram of Leia.
This is General Leia Organa of the Resistance.
The receiver sends another beam of light from its core, angled in a different trajectory, into the sky. Exterior, deep space. The beacon of light leaves the Agora system and connects to Wavet, a light blue planet further into space. Exterior, Wavet, shipyard, day. Workers look up as the light hits the receiver perched on a cliff overlooking the ocean. Suddenly, every droid in the yard simultaneously projects the hologram message from Leia.
The time has come to forge a path to freedom.
Interior, Moncala, fish bar, day. Mon Calamari paused to listen to the hologram emanating from several droid servers inside the floating eatery.
The forces of oppression have ruled our galaxy for too long.
Exterior, Gria, day. A village of floating straw huts on water. The light hits a man-made stone tower on the horizon.
We must join together and fight. Send your fastest ships.
Exterior of Bothwi system, day. Muscular canine Bothans look up.
All your warriors.
Interior, Trandosha Palace, night. Bosk, sitting like a sultan in his den of pleasure, turns angrily toward the hologram projected from his servant droid.
Our voices will not be silenced.
Bosk looks out his window with the light connected to a red rock spire in the distance. He clenches his fist. Exterior, Tatooine Moisture Farm, day. Setting suns against the boy and his sister at the base of a evaporator tower, watching their R6 unit play the hologram.
We can no longer live in the shadow of the First Order.
Exterior, Bonneton Market, sunset. Rey and Poe step through a dense, captivated crowd as droids project the end of the message.
We must step into the light.
Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, bridge. Leia stands on the bridge, watching the light connecting planets. A familiar group of resistance fighters join her, their eyes wide and hopeful. Exterior, Remnacor Tundra, night. As he approaches the ship, Kylo Ren feels the light in the sky. It's visible in the stars above. He moves to a rocky overlook, closes his eyes, concentrates, holds out his hand. The rocks around him vibrate, deep. The light in the sky halts, stopped by an immovable force. Exterior, space. The light is frozen in place like a suspended laser blast, thrumming as pressure builds. Interior, Jedi Temple Spire, night. The beam grows in intensity. The receiver quakes.
Something's wrong.
Go.
Rose and Finn dive away as the ancient device explodes. Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, bridge. The light goes dark. The fire of revolution extinguished. Leia is overcome with an ominous feeling of loss. Exterior, Bonneton Nightmare, Night Market, sunset. The hologram disappears. Rey's hope turns to alarm.
We have to get to the ship.
What is it?
Rey is already moving, pushing through the crowd. Interior, Temple Spire, night. Rose and Finn climb from the rubble, coughing on dust.
You okay?
They are suddenly surrounded by a trio of TIE fighters, laser cannons aimed through the open arched windows.
Come on!
Finn clips onto the zip wire. Rose grabs on. They zip away from the tower as the temple spire explodes behind them. In the courtyard below, R2 and C-3PO hurry out of the collapsing temple, swallowed by a cloud of dust. Exterior, above Coruscant, night. Finn and Rose escape the fireball, but the TIE fighters turn and pursue them, blasting away. Rose draws her weapon and shoots at the enemy ships in midair. She shatters the front windshield of one, hitting the pilot. It spins out and crashes. Rose is grazed by a laser blast. She screams in pain. The zipline snaps as the temple spire crumbles. Rose falls into darkness.
Rose!
Finn swings into an open floor of the unfinished skyscraper, struggles to unhook himself. The TIE fighters hover above the skeletal structure on either side and fire into it. Finn runs for his life as the blast ricochet off steel girders all around him. He slides into a stairwell under heavy fire. Exterior, Bonneton Night Market, sunset. Rey crumbles, emotional, feeling Finn's pain.
Finn!
She looks at Poe, the crumbling feeling of loss growing heavier, but Poe is looking at something behind her. Hataska Ren, through the separating crowd. Ott and Laurel Ren on either side, menacing amidst the carnival lights and box lanterns. Rey rises, backing away from the oncoming Knights of Ren.
Okay, I'm with you. We gotta get to the ship.
Reaches for her lightsaber.
Not here.
Rey eyes the children and peasants in the market. Poe's right, they can't take more casualties. Rey clenches her fist and force pushes everything around her. A powerful concussion blast that knocks everything away, including Poe. He flies over the edge of the market wall and plunges into the water below. Rey jumps onto the dock and unhooks a razor sail powered by a Dyson-like air cannon.
Get on!
Poe swims to the boat's ladder.
Can you sail?
Rey channels the force and fills the sail with a gust of wind that launches them into the bay. Exterior, Bonneton Bay, sunset. Poe and Rey speed across the bay toward the landing array. This boat is very fast. Something fires from above, exploding the water all around them. Rey looks up. Knife 9 speeds over the water towards them.
Get to the bow cannon. I'll drive.
Poe takes the helm while Rey activates the laser harpoon mounted on the front. She blasts away at Knife 9 while Poe steers them towards the Falcon's docking array. Interior, Knife 9. Hataska Ren pilots with cold precision. Jadek, Ott, and Laurel sit in surrounding cockpit chairs. Exterior, Bonneton Bay, sunset. The razor sail now takes fire from all sides. Rey thinks fast, turns the harpoon and shoots the sail cord. She reaches out to Poe.
Hold on!
Poe joins her and holds on tight. The disconnected sail lifts them up like parasailers onto the first revolving landing pad of the docking array. The razor sail hits the shore and explodes. Knife 9 banks away from the explosion but turns right around. They're not done yet. Exterior, landing platform, sunset. Chewbacca is waiting by the ship.
Chewie, we drew some attention.
An adjacent landing pad lowers into view. Knife 9 rests on it. The 4 Knights of Ren stand ominously out front, their platform rising even with the Falcons. Rey activates her lightsaber.
Stand back!
Rey leaps onto their landing platform and takes them on, spinning and striking fast, outmatched but relentless. Poe and Chewbacca unload their blasters at Jadek, who deflects with skill while firing a pistol with one free hand. Rey fights Hataska, lightsaber versus darksaber, then force pushes him off the edge of the landing array. He falls 50 feet to the next pad below. Ott and Laurel stay on her, moving in coordination and unseen hive communication, keeping their deadly attacks in sync. Poe and Chewie can't get a shot on Jadek. His blaster fires fast, fully automatic. Poe is grazed. He screams in pain.
Ah!
On Rey and the Knights, Rey hears Poe scream. It brings rage. She kicks Laurel away, buying a moment of one-on-one with Ott. She slices through him, dropping him cold. Then she spins on Laurel, reaches out, and force pulls him into her lightsaber, impaling him. A ghostly screech as Hataska returns, swinging wildly. Rey disconnects her double saber and blocks his strike. One saber blade still impaled on Laurel's chest, the other clenched with Hataska. Beneath the Falcon, Chewbacca peppers Jadek Ren with bowcaster fire. Jadek struggles to deflect the shots while Chewbacca advances. He reaches Jadek, grabs him by the neck, and hurls him off the landing pad. Then he lifts his bowcaster and fires, hitting Jadek in midair like a clay pigeon. Hataska strikes it Rey. Brutal swings, his darksaber sparkling when it hits the concrete. He grazes her. She drops her lightsaber and falls back, unarmed. Hataska stands over her, raises his darksaber for the kill. When he does, Rey gets a good look at his mask. Force back two, dark figures in the rain. Voices screaming, lightning flashes, revealing Hataska Ren. Back two, exterior bonnet and docking array, sunset. This vision stirs a deep, vengeful anger in Rey, one she can't yet explain but knows to be true. Hataska brings the saber down, but she extends her good hand, teeth clenched, eyes burning. Purple force lightning flows from her fingertips. Hataska Ren's skull flashes with his helmet as the electricity destroys him. The body falls, smoking. Rey rises. Poe and Chewbacca are watching her, disturbed.
I had no choice.
It's okay. Jedis do that, right?
I've seen that mask before. All of them.
Poe and Chewie head for the Falcon, but Rey does not follow.
Rey, let's go.
No, you can't. You can't go where I'm going.
What are you talking about? This was the plan.
The Resistance needs you. Finn and Rose need you.
Rey, get on the ship, please.
You have to leave this place.
I'm not leaving you.
Rey knows what she has to do, hates it.
You will leave this place and go back and help the Resistance.
I'm not. Don't do this.
She approaches Poe, delicately brushes her fingertips over his bleeding forehead.
You will leave this place and go back and help the Resistance.
No, you can't.
Poe feels his mind slipping away from him.
You will leave this place and go back and help the Resistance.
Rey takes Poe's face in her hands and kisses him. When she pulls away, Poe looks distraught, saddened.
I have to leave this place. I have to help the Resistance.
Poe turns and walks up the ramp. Chewbacca follows. BB-8 looks up at Rey, ever faithful. She's purposefully cold.
Go!
Mournfully, and follows them aboard. Rey watches as the Falcon's ramp rises, obscuring Poe and Chewbacca from her sight. Strangely, as it closes, Poe holds up a hand. Goodbye. His sentience breaking through the mind trick. The Falcon rises into the night, Rey's sorry robes whipping in the wind. Interior, Knife 9, sunset. Rey enters the cockpit, places Nomi's hand-drawn map on the console, rests her lightsaber on top of it. Her left hand is cut and bleeding. She wraps it with the sash from her sari, then removes the civilian robes to reveal the Black Warrior's clothing beneath. She catches the reflection in the mirror. A Jedi. Exterior bonneted landing array, sunset. Knife 9 rises into the air and rockets into space. Interior, TIE silencer, night. Kylo Ren leaves Remnicor's orbit, mask off. A holocron transmission from Hux appears on his dash.
Supreme Leader, the Resistance attempted to override the communications blockade.
Hux's face.
Do you really not know who stopped them?
Such treachery cannot stand. We must respond swiftly.
Our empire is strong. Show them.
Your absence emboldens them. If you've acquired the power you seek, show it.
Snoke was right about you, Hux.
Kylo
Without
shuts the
faith,
holocron
you
off,
serve
sets
only
you to
yourself.
coordinates manually, blasts into light speed. Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, bridge, space. Leia looks out at the blue swirl of hyperspace.
General, we're approaching the rendezvous point.
Prepare an Imperial shuttle. I'll need a valid code clearance.
Gets the look.
But we're light years from...
Connix exits, leaving
Yes,
Leia
General.
alone. She removes the general's bars from her robes, pulls a hood over her head. All right, so perfect. Wow, that was amazing timing there. All right, got Luke back. So, Luke.
Oh god. The stream's delayed. Where are we?
Page 72.
72. Yep, 72 bottom.
Bottom where it says Luke voiceover.
Is my line?
Yep.
Okay. He's in pain.
She responds to Luke as if he speaks to her often.
I feel it too.
Luke's Force Ghost steps forward, at her side.
He'll soon be more powerful than our father.
So will she.
She feels too much. Love. Anger.
Don't we all?
This is why the Jedi live in isolation. The pain of loss only leads to the dark side.
I've lost everything and everyone, but I'd still choose to love.
Leia regards her brother, missing him.
Trust her instincts. She may not follow the path of the Jedi, but she's our only hope.
Exterior, Coruscant, underground night. Finn sneaks out of the skyscraper, bleeding, disoriented. Voices echo. Flashlights searching for him. Bearings lost. Down the alley, stormtroopers on ATLTs. Single rider walkers scan the dark with floodlights. A small light up above. He ducks into shadow. A stormtrooper, RK-514, approaches, scanning the tunnel with his blaster-mounted flashlight. Finn appears behind him, shoves a handheld device in the back of his neck, and stuns him. The stormtrooper collapses. Finn confiscates his weapon and holds him at blaster point. The
Look at me.
stormtrooper moans, half conscious.
Take off your helmet.
The trooper follows the order. His eyes are scared, disillusioned, vulnerable.
What do you remember? How far back?
Huh?
Do you remember when you were taken? Remember your parents?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. You remember everything. Conditioning camp, blind fires.
It was training.
That's what they tell you.
Finn's face finds the light. RK-514 recognizes him.
You're him, the traitor.
That's right. We're brothers. All of us.
Finn tosses the stormtrooper's helmet out of reach.
Give me your comm link.
RK-514 hands him his first order comm.
It's not what they said it would be, is it, huh? Things we're ordered to do. It's not right.
RK-514 takes that in, torn, breaking.
You had a name once. Do you remember it?
He shakes his head no.
Get a name. That's the first step.
Finn shoulders RK-514's blaster and kicks open his sewer grate.
Then what?
Find something worth fighting for.
Finn drops into the dark sewer, leaving RK-514 changed. Interior, First Order Capital, Inquisition Chamber, day. Chancellor Hux stands over a prisoner strapped to a vertical torture rack. Rose.
Oops, sorry, hold on.
Page 75.
I know, I was just there and I hit the wrong button. Hold on. Here we go. Sorry.
No worries.
Are you comfortable?
Yeah, I have one of these at home.
You changed the stolen destroyer's signature code so he couldn't trace it. Give me the new codes.
You know, they told me to pick something easy to remember, like Life Day, but...
You think this is funny? Very well.
Hux holds out his hand, shuts his eyes, concentrating deep.
Are you trying to use the Force on me?
Be quiet!
Oh, no. See, you're not special. I mean, at all.
Shut up!
He calms his fury, restraining himself.
We have other ways to extract information.
Hux opened a blaster to reveal an electric torture device. New tech built to work quietly. Rose braces for a more painful kind of defiance. Exterior, Oliphorn, dawn. Leia shuttle descends among plumes of earth-hued steam shooting up like skyscrapers from surface cracks. Aliens soak in sulfur baths, sweating from the steam. Interior, Oliphorn, village street, day. A trio of drunken First Order officers stumble down a side street on leave. Two hold up on the Blitz third, singing, "Sing it how my mother sang it." A white-robed figure walks past them. We glimpse Leia's face as she maneuvers through the enemy's midst. She eyes an unmarked door lit by a single lamp. When the coast is clear, she heads in. Interior, all foreign cabaret club, day. Classy, smoke-filled, lampshades on every table. No customers left, only alien servers cleaning up and cashing out. A slovenly band manager divides up credits between a pair of quad-armed Zextos at the two pianos on stage. The servers leave their nights take to be counted by the owner. Lando Calrissian, 70, smooth as ever. Leia's shadow falls over the pile of credits.
A man in his element.
Lando looks up, smiles big.
Leia.
Lando is quickly on his feet, brings her hand to his lips.
All right, all right.
The band manager eyes them from the stage.
Shouldn't be seen here.
For your sake or mine?
Both.
Interior, Oliphorn, cabaret club, private lounge, day. Lando warms a cup of tea. Pours.
The clientele are mostly First Order. But what can I do? The grip of the Empire is tighter than the last. Smuggling a matter of a life of death.
I need your help.
Leia?
We need ships, pilots. You know every smuggler in the galaxy.
Look, I promise Han I'd take care of you if something happened.
Oh, you'd take care of me.
I know you deserve better. Well, helping your new friends crash into the First Order's machine isn't what he would have wanted.
Lando, The galaxy needs you.
Lando eyes something of concern on the cabaret floor. A trio of stormtroopers talking to that skeezy band manager. They look up in Lando's direction. He takes Leia's hand and heads for a private elevator.
Remind me to never make promises.
Interior, Oliphorn, docking bay, space. Lando brings Leia to her shuttle ready for departure.
You need to go. I can't protect you here.
Come with me. Fight with us.
We won a war once already. What good did that do?
We proved it could be done.
Leia, I'd do anything for you.
Lando puts a loving hand on Leia's cheek, leans forward and kisses her tenderly on the forehead.
I'm sorry.
In the shuttle, Leia watches Lando grow small as the shuttle flies away, his cape dusting behind him.
Rey, help us.
Exterior, deep space, day. Rey drops out of lightspeed to find herself in the swirling clouds, half red, half blue, an ominous and violent atmosphere surrounding a black circle, the galactic void. Suddenly, the navigational equipment blinks out. The ship rattles, alarms sound. Rey braces herself, recalculates for lightspeed, and makes the jump into the void. The stars streak into infinite straight lines ahead, then twist and bend as she passes through the black hole. Rey's face becomes an echo of itself in 15 places at once, like the mirror cave on Acto. Nearby, nearly subliminal flashbacks. Finn taking her hand on Jakku, Han Solo handing her the blaster on Takodana, Kylo reaching into her mind on Starkiller Base, Leia smiling fondly on her return to Dakar, Luke taking the lightsaber on Acto, Snoke snarling at her in the moments before his death, Poe yelling out her name on Bonaden, Hataska Ren's force-electrified mask, until it all stops. Rey opens her eyes. There was a planet ahead. No stars visible around it, only deep black. Heavy clouds swirl over 1/3. Another third is rich green, another orange and red. Suddenly, the power drops out. Lights on the dashboard go dark. The ship goes into freefall. Exterior, Mortis Western Woods, dead. Knife 9 skims over treetops and crash lands into a riverbed. Tiny fish leap out of the water and run away. Rey pries herself out of the wreckage and sloshes to land. She looks back at the smoking ship. No turning back. She hikes into the leafy forest, summer turning to fall at an accelerated pace around her. The trees clear to a steep ledge, a towering mountain ahead, a temple barely visible at the summit. The valley below is alive with autumnal oranges, yellows, and reds. She journeys on. Exterior, Mortis Eastern Plateau, day. Kylo's silencer lands in a clearing of dead trees. No leaves on the branches, covered in snow. He looks up at the mountain ahead. Visibility is low. A natural stone bridge over a deep precipice. Tall granite on either side, vaguely shaped into primitive faces. It feels like a gate. A whisper on the wind swirls around him, fluttering his cape in the air. The force is strong here. He journeys on. Cut 2. Exterior, Coruscant, Imperial Boulevard, dawn. Empty, silent. R2-D2 and C-3PO emerge from an abandoned building. Two small figures swallowed by the desolate urban landscape. R2 beeps.
I agree, R2.
A shout of
We
falls
may
over them
not
both. A
survive
battalion of
this
First
time.
Order transports descend through the morning mist. They touch down, releasing an army of brute troopers, thick, muscular mercenary enforcers, chrome armor and masks reminiscent of Phasma. These guys make the stormtroopers look like the neighborhood watch. Interior, tenement block, dawn. The brute troopers bark orders, flashing lights and weapons as families are forced down from their homes. A horrified, waist-high Chadra fan begs for mercy. Beak not. A brute trooper shoves his rifle into the alien's stomach, doubling him over. A trio of infants wail from their perch on the ceiling. A few nearby stormtroopers look at one another, disturbed by the violence, next level vicious. The brute troopers push frightened citizens into prison crafts. Children are separated from their parents, herded into transports en route to the conditioning camps. They scream, reaching through steel bars as the craft rise. R2 and 3PO watch in horror as it plays out around them.
I can't watch. How horrible. We'll never find Master Finn now.
Day. Sludge water spurts out of multiple chutes into a gelatinous sewer cake of repulsive, mysterious contents. Finn jets out of its chute and splashes down, sputtering.
Ugh.
A pack of sewer womp rats feed on a refuse encased in the gelatinous mass. One approaches and sniffs, hideous whiskers brushing his face. Finn tries to dislodge his arms from the gel.
Hey, get away! Ugh!
It takes a lick from his face before he can pull an arm out and swat it away. The womp rats scatter. Then he sees why the rats scatter. The colossal Gryok, a white eyeless larva the width of a tunnel it's emerging from. It feeds on the sewage, gaping mouth slowly sucking the gelatinous mass into its body.
Oh no, 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 no!
Finn dislodges himself enough to get stuck again. The Gryok closes in, slow as the sludge is stuck in. This is the worst of a bad nightmare. The Gryok's jaws open, dripping saliva, teeth like knives. Just as Finn is about to get eaten by this thing, a hatch above him opens, pouring light. It's Dade. Finn
Give me your
grabs his
hand.
and pulls himself up into the hatch just as the Gryok chomps down. Interior, a sewer tunnel, day. Finn collapses, shaking, traumatized for life.
That was so many disgusting things all at once.
I've seen worse. Dade.
Just one name.
What's wrong with that, Finn?
You know me?
We've been tracking you since you landed.
We?
A distant screeching sound.
What was that?
You don't want to find out. Come on.
Dade shows Finn his resistance ring.
Trust me.
Exterior underground tunnel. Day. Finn follows Dade down a tight tunnel, boots splashing in the shallow water, light up ahead.
First Order purged a 10-mile radius around the capital after the galaxy went dark. Took most able bodies to the conditioning camps.
Did anyone escape?
Just us.
Dade opens a rusty door to reveal interior abandoned underground prison. Day. Hundreds of compartment-like dwelling units connected to the catwalks to a central control center. Living here, 1,000 escaped citizens, aged 12 to 60. Finn is stunned.
How many people are down here?
10,000, maybe more.
You have weapons?
Whole city's got weapons. That's what they're afraid of. 1 million of us rise up. The First Order's finished.
Finn lets the idea burrow deep.
You're right.
He's caught up, fervent, brave.
This revolution starts here, right now.
Sure. All we need is ships, weapons, an army.
Finn looks out at the massive underground cavern of humanity, 1,000 faces waiting for a leader.
We have one.
Finn eyes the old prison command tower in the center. Interior, prison command tower, day. Finn kicks open the door and fires up the comm system. He looks out at the downtrodden faces.
My name is Finn. I bring a message from the Resistance.
An older woman exits her cell, tired and worn, kept down by this war since the Rebel Alliance days.
The First Order rules by fear. They build ships to intimidate us, wear masks to frighten us, but they're the ones who scared. They're the ones who scared.
The older woman takes her wooden spoon and wraps it rhythmically against the bars of the old prison.
This is not the time to hide underground. If we take the capital, the galaxy will join us.
An alien joins, then another.
Together, we can strike back. Together, we can resist.
Hundreds, then thousands of people clanking their possessions together in unison. Finn stands tall. From traitor to deserter to revolutionary leader, this journey has led to this. Exterior Mortis, Western Cliffs, day. Ray scales the icy peak blasted by wind and sleet. She reaches a plateau, finds her footing. There are statues of robed ancients here, not Jedi. A storm of snow dust obscures her vision. Voices echo. Suddenly, she's back on the bright, warm sands of the Jakku Desert. Wind sweeps over the dunes. A child's voice screams out. Through the storm of sand, a little girl is dragged away from her mother and father. It's young Ray at the moment her parents abandon her. The little girl screams, reaching out her hand. Ray steps toward them, feet digging in the sand. The mother breaks from the father's grasp and runs towards young Ray, but the father holds her back. No, we can't. It's too dangerous. The mother relents, calls to her daughter, heartbroken. Stay here. Wait for us. We'll come back. Understand? I promise we'll come back. Young Ray screams. Ray's watery eyes match her younger self as the ship rises, casting a shadow over both of them. The sandstorm kicks up, obscuring them. It turns from yellow sand to snow. Ray catches her breath, devastated.
Oh, they were afraid. Why were they afraid?
No response. Only wind.
Luke, tell me, why were they afraid?
She doesn't answer. She grows furious, screams. Her lightsaber flashes as she cuts an ancient statue in half. It falls, cracks in half. She looks up at the temple above, anger burning into her eyes. Exterior, Mortis, Eastern Forest, day. Kylo hikes through winter. Glimpses of the temple break through the canopy above. Suddenly, the wind dies. There's something ahead. A house in the woods, smoke rising from the chimney. His younger self, Ben Solo, approaches the house. He wears all black robes, a hood. This is clearly some kind of force-induced division, a sign of this planet's strength. Kylo watches from the shadows as Ben nears the house. When he puts his hand to the iron door handle, it opens. Han Solo stands in the doorway. He looks at his son with sadness and fear.
What are you doing, Ben?
That's not my name anymore.
Your mother can't see you here. Not like that.
Ben pulls his hood down. He's maybe 17.
I'm not coming back. There's a greater destiny for me.
They're lies, son. Empty promises. You have everything you need right here.
What? You? Her? My master says I have unequaled power. Neither of you understand.
Your mother understands more than anyone.
She sent me away.
To learn. To grow.
I have grown.
Kylo watches Han approach his son, striking similar to their confrontation at the catwalk on Starkiller Base.
Your mother loves you.
She's afraid of me.
Han eyes the lightsaber in Kylo's hands.
Give me the lightsaber, son.
Han reaches out for the lightsaber.
You know I can't.
Onto the Starkiller Base catwalk. Kylo is back in the moments just before he killed his father. He watches as he plunges his blade through Han Solo, his father's eyes full of love, even as the life drains from him. In the Mortis Eastern Forest, Kylo, disturbed and shaken, alone again in the snow. Determined, he takes his first steps up the mountain. Cut 2. Exterior, Coruscant streets, dawn, empty, silent. R2 and C-3PO emerge from a side street. 2 small figures swallowed by the desolate urban landscape.
I agree. This isn't the Coruscant I remember.
A towering AT-MT walker rounds onto the boulevard. They watch it pass, dwarfed by it. It stops, a smoking, charred First Order tank in its path. C-3PO and R2-D2 look on it, curious. Interior, AT-MT walker. Cockpit, day.
Any life forms?
The AT-MT pilot looked down at the burning tank. Any life forms? Nope. Interior, abandoned building, simultaneous. Finn and 100 people's resistance fighters hunker down inside this empty building. The AT-MT's head at its position just below them outside. Floor-mounted grappling guns fire hooks and stick into the opposite building, creating several zip lines over the AT-MT. Finn clips onto a carabiner. Exterior, Coruscant streets, day. 20 resistance fighters swing onto the AT-MT like pirates boarding a ship. Finn drops onto the top of the AT-MT's body. Dozens more land beside him. They run along its back to its head. A resistance fighter cuts through the hatch with a vibra saw. Finn tosses a shock detonator inside. An electric flash within. The pilots slump over the controls. Finn drops in, pushes the pilots aside, takes the helm. A familiar alien, 6 eyes, takes the co-pilot's seat.
Load up.
The side panels of the walker slide open, allowing the resistance fighters to rappel into the cavity. More armed citizens pour out of the alleys to escort the steel beast as it walks down the boulevard, knocking aside the flip tank as it passes. A pair of TIE fighters zip around the corner and square off against the AT-MT. The walker blasts them out of the sky. All right, so now we are bringing in Commander Selleck. So, Luke, you are out temporarily. All right, bring in Sean, Chris.
Sean is coming in. We are about to start page 90, guys.
And this is officially onto our third act.
Mac is going for the Oscar. This has been a blast so far. I absolutely love it, man. This is incredible.
This has been so unbelievable, this entire thing. I'm still like shaking.
Just got to get our Selleck in here, and we'll continue this amazing script, which here he is, right on cue.
Excellent. So, page 90. Interior, Capitol, Inquisition Chamber, hallway, night. Hux paces. In the next room, Rose screams in pain between electric jabs and shocks.
Chancellor, there's been an insurrection. Word has spread to other districts.
Decimate them.
Sir, the leader is a former FN unit. He was aided by a regiment of our own.
Hux twitches.
Impossible.
We're dispatching additional units to address the revolt.
No. Recall the FN units from active duty.
Sir?
If there is a flaw in their programming, we must correct it. Deploy more brute troopers.
Those mercenaries are undisciplined and expensive.
Perhaps money is all that inspires loyalty anymore. Do it.
Interior Capitol, interrogation chambers, day. Rose's eyes are sunken, clothes ripped, blood peeking through the torn fabric. She hears commotion, the barking of orders. 2 officers enter in a hurry. Transfer to cell block 6. They want her in maximum security. 1 officer releases her from the rack. She slumps forward, dead weight. They drag her towards the door. As they move, Rose opens her eyes, eyeing the electric taser on the officer's tilt. When they reach the door, she hits the lights. She grabs the taser, shocks them both, clamps both their wrists to the iron shackles. Rose shuts the door behind her.
So long, boys.
Officers in here alone. Exterior, Imperial Boulevard, day. The AT-MT turns the corner onto Imperial Boulevard. Inside, Finn stokes revolt via loudspeaker.
We will no longer live in silence. Gather weapons. Rise up. Strike back.
Finn squints out the window at a gold droid wandering among the cheering revolutionaries, unsure how he got there.
3PO?
Finn climbs out of the AT-MT hatch for a better look. Suddenly, he's yanked upwards. A brute trooper lifts him out of the hatch and throws him onto the back of the walker. Finn is locked in a fistfight on the back of a moving walker, 50 feet off the ground. Finn takes brutal hits from the brute trooper's steel gloves. It's like fighting a medieval knight with his bare hands. A powerful tackle, and they both roll off the edge of the moving walker. Slam. Ooh, excuse me. Ugh.
You good?
Oh my God, hiccups. Building
as long as you're okay, man. That sounds painful.
They land on the brute trooper's back. He keeps fighting unarmed. Finn spots the walker's foot coming down on them. They roll away just as it lands. The brute trooper grabs a fallen blaster, puts a heavy foot on his chest, aiming for Finn's heart. Last words, FN 2187. Suddenly, laser fire takes him out. Finn looks up at a unit of stormtroopers. The leader takes off his helmet, extends his hand. It's RK-514. He lifts Finn to his feet, hands him a blaster. RK-514.
Sorry, it was muted. Rafe.
I like it.
The other stormtroopers take off their helmets and throw them aside. Diverse faces with a new purpose. Freedom. Interior, Eclipse Destroyer Bridge, space. Connix escorts Leia to a terminal.
The message is from the First Order transmitter. Finn is alive. He has an army ready to storm the capital. They need reinforcements.
All we have is what's on this ship. Can't win a war with 100 pilots.
Chewbacca growls.
+1. Sorry, +2.
Leia's face falls from relief to dread.
Okay, I get it.
Where's Rey?
She went on alone. Her choice, not mine.
We lost
What about
contact
the
with
others?
Rose. Finn is alive. He says he has an army on the ground.
Then we put our pilots in the sky and back him up. What? This is what we've been waiting for. If we take the capital, we can destroy that jammer
They'll
and
kill
call the
millions.
galaxy to war.
I've seen it. It's too reckless.
Resistance is reckless.
Paul, PLC
Passion
line.
is the
Jefferson
greatest
together,
weapon
right?
we have. The rebels fought the Empire and won. You showed us you could be done. But that was your war.
Leia looks
This
at the
one is
resistance,
ours.
young,
Let us
ready.
fight it.
Set a course for Coruscant. Ready all weapons and attack ships. This is a full assault.
Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, docking bay, space. Resistance soldiers load into transports. Pilots lower their droids into place. Urban assault vehicles roll into the open cargo holds of massive heavy transports. Exterior, Eclipse Destroyer, space. The Eclipse tacks towards a distant point. The hyperdrive fires, rocketing the massive craft deep into space. Cut to. Exterior, Temple of Mortis, day. Kylo Ren ascends the steps to a sealed stone door. The temple is cut into the mountaintop. Uninterpretable carvings, runes, and statues allude to civilization and knowledge long lost. He reaches out. The door bends to his will and opens. A millennium of dust spills from its cracks, but he does not enter. He knows he's not alone. Kylo turns to face
I knew
Rey.
you'd come.
His mask surprises her. She's only seen this projection of his ideal self and their connections, not this.
The Force is
A little
strong in
rumble.
this place.
She's digging into his
Can
mind.
you feel it?
You're in pain beneath that mask.
Get out of my
Force
head.
pushes her back,
You
her
won't
feet
like what
sliding
you
back a few
find.
inches, but she withstands, steadfast.
I'm stronger than Anakin Skywalker.
But you're
stronger
still
than
afraid
his son. Of what? You?
of what you become. The dark side has left you empty, alone.
I don't have to be alone. With the power of this place, we could rule this galaxy as the ancients did. The dark side and the
You still
light.
think I join you? After what you did to my family?
Kylo falters a bit.
You're going to tell me here? Waken me with the truth? I know what you did. Deep down, I've always known.
She circles him like a lion.
My parents didn't sell me for drinking money. They were hiding me from you.
So you remember.
Flash 2. The Knights of Ren in the rain. The image from Rey's Force vision when she first touched the lightsaber. A distant child screams.
Snoke made his orders clear. Find anyone who could destroy him. It didn't take us long to find you.
You killed my parents.
You blame me for your life on Jakku. You should thank me for it. You were safe.
Say it. You didn't kill them. So say it. Did you kill them?
I did.
A blast of powerful energy explodes around her, clearing the temple mount of loose rocks.
Oh. You murdered Han Solo.
I'm not here for you, Rey.
Millions of people.
All I want is behind that door.
Rey ignites her dual lightsaber.
Then you'll have to kill me.
Kylo lights his own saber.
I know.
Kylo attacks. They clash on the steps of the temple, both far more powerful than the last time they met. One of these two will not survive. Cut to exterior, Coruscant space. The eclipse appears from light speed. The city glows beneath. First order sentinel ships protect the capital from space. Interior, eclipse destroyer, bridge, space. Leia spins around in the chair once occupied by Akbar.
Send the fleet to planetfall. surprise is the only advantage we have.
Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, docking bay, space. X-Wings and Razorcraft fighters speed out of the bay, followed by troop transports and cargo dropships. Poe races toward the Falcon. Chewie and BB-8 follow. Poe.
Sorry, mute again. No, we don't have enough pilots. Get out there and do some damage. I don't know.
Chewie
Pick one.
Spots an orange X-Wing, cocks his head. Interior, First Order Capital. Command deck, bay. Hux enters the command deck, overlooking the boulevard. Smoke rises amongst the buildings.
Chancellor, we've detected a ship in orbit. One of ours, but with unrecognized signature codes.
Ian. Unmute. Ian, you're muted. Ian, you're muted. Yeah, right?
That was probably really epic.
It looks so epic.
Damn, sorry.
Trust me, it happens. Okay.
It's the stolen eclipse. Summon all destroyers to the capital. We can end this uprising and eliminate the resistance in one triumphant
Exterior,
day.
Eclipse Destroyer, space. The Millennium Falcon rockets out of the bay and joins the Resistance attack fleet. The Sentinels unleash hell, assisted by a squadron of TIE fighters launching from within. Poe is inundated with blasts from the larger ships. A trio of hunters bear down on the Falcon, then explode in succession. Chewbacca's X-Wing zips overhead, eliminating the enemy ships with precise, focused shots. Interior, Chewbacca's X-Wing cockpit. Chewie wears no helmet. Brrr. BB-8 chirps from the droid socket. Interior Falcon cockpit. Poe raises his eyebrows, impressed. Exterior above Coruscant.
That's one hell of a pilot.
Unloads a super laser on the Sentinels. They explode as our attack fighters and transports descend through the billowing fire to planetfall. Exterior Coruscant, Imperial Boulevard, day. The AT-MT's Walker Foot stomps down the boulevard toward the First Order capital. The new Resistance army moves with it. Thousands now. Some with blasters, others with nothing but clubs and passion. Finn marches out front with Rafe and his rebel troopers. Dade rides out of the top hatch of the head of the AT-MT, speaking through the booming broadcast speaker.
Rise up! Join the fight!
Small bands of revolutionaries appear from side alleys, a trickle building into a stream, building to a river, but a distant sound silences them. Lockstep boots. 1,000 riot-suppressing Mandalorian brute troopers, bulky armored mercenaries with heavy shields and arm cannons. Sun cuts through the fog, revealing the extent of the capital's defenses. Advanced tanks and walkers, new designs we've never seen. Finn holds the line at the sight of the oncoming forces.
Stand your ground!
Finn and the stormtroopers are hit with fire from all sides on R2 and 3PO, walking through lasers. A First Order astromech droid R808 rolls to a scum terminal on the side of a flip tank and plugs in. R2 beeps urgently.
He's sending a distress signal. Stop him!
Nobody's listening to 3PO. R2 beeps furiously.
Me? I'm not programmed for violence, R2.
3PO steals himself, hustles through laser fire, and rips through the back panel of R808.
I do apologize for this.
He reaches into the droid's innards and pulls circuits out. R808 beeps in distress, adding to 3PO's horror.
Please go quietly.
One last yank and R808 sparks out. Tips, hits the ground. R2 quickly plugs into the vacated scompling, sends his own command. The belly railgun stops, spins, resets, and fires on the brute troopers. Finn climbs down onto the flip tank past C-3PO, who frets over the inanimate shell of R808.
I've done horrible things. I may never be the same.
Shadows glide over the long boulevard. A squadron of TIE bombers crater the boulevard ahead of them. Geysers of concrete spew upward. They're about to be decimated when a fleet of X-Wings and B-Wings dive from the sky. The resistance ships fly through the trench of buildings and hammer the bombers, spinning them into explosive collision. Finn, Rafe, and the stormtroopers cheer the skies. Resistance transports land on the boulevard behind them. Stolen First Order AT-ATs, AT-STs, and attack speeders emerge from the cargo doors. They're heavily modded, painted with revolutionary colors, eyes and teeth. Resistance troopers pour out of landing transports.
You feel that?
Finn swells with hope.
We are the resistance! All of us!
Cut 2. Exterior Temple of Mortis, night. Rain pounds the greystone, lit by flashes of blue and red. Lightsabers clash as Rey and Kylo fight mercilessly on the steps of the temple. Ancient statues crumple. Rey stops them in midair, pushing them back.
I could have been your teacher.
Rey loses ground, doubts herself, stumbles.
I could have ended your pain.
Rey slices Kylo's mask, shearing the bottom right half clean off, revealing the flesh beneath. He removes it, eye to eye now. She parries and attacks.
You're weakening.
Kylo allows Rey's barrage to hammer him, taking careful, controlled counterstrikes through her wild assaults.
The last glimmer of a dying light.
Kylo strikes, a wicked blow across her face that instantly cauterizes a scar from her left cheek to her forehead. Rey's lightsaber drops to the stone. She falls to her knees and screams, clutching her eyes. When she opens them, the world is an abstract blur of light. She's blinded. Kylo stands over her, lightsaber pointed at her heart. Rey looks up, crying blood. Rey falls backward down the stone steps, motionless.
Goodbye, scavenger.
Kylo enters the Temple of Mortis, leaving Rey blind and bleeding on the temple. On the steps. Cut 2. Exterior above Coruscant. The Falcon. Space. The Falcon buzzes the surface of the eclipse, picking off attackers. Chewbacca's X-Wing flies right with it. A finalizer Star Destroyer emerges from hyperspace. It fires on the eclipse, hitting the deflector shields. Interior Eclipse Destroyer. Bridge. Leia swivels in her chair, conducting the revolution.
Engage starboard cannons.
Exterior above Coruscant. Space. Gun sports on the side of the eclipse open, pushing out 20 massive ion cannons like a pirate ship. They fire in unison. The finalizer stutters around the barrage and explodes. Interior Eclipse Destroyer. Bridge. Leia clenches her fist amidst cheers of victory. 10 more destroyers arrive at once. Her armada of sizes and classes. Her confidence drains.
Come about.
The eclipse turns on its axis and unleashes hell. The lasers light up the dark like Christmas. The First Order destroyers fire back, faster and more propulsive than we were used to. Their relative scale to the eclipse lets us feel their speed for the first time. Exterior Coruscant, air battle, dead. The resistance ships weave and glide between buildings, firing on TIE hunters at window level of the profiteers who financed this conflict. A tight squadron reaches the capital itself. Their leader, Elo Asti, sends a pair of homing missiles into the structure. They hit big. Ion cannons on motorized swivels rise up from the structure's roof, blasting ships out of the sky with deadly precision. Interior, First Order Capital, War Room, night. Chancellor Hux watches a holographic representation of the air battle.
How is this not over?
It's a stolen dreadnought, sir. Our fleet isn't equipped to engage a ship of that magnitude.
I mean, all of it.
An explosion rocked the Capitol, flickering the lights. Interior, First Order Capital, corridor, day. Rose sneaks through the crisp white hallway. She ducks into a recess, a procession approaching. Commander Selican, center of it.
Ready the hyperdrive.
Rose holds a gas. The Capitol is a ship.
In the unlikely event our defenses are breached, we'll make a jump to light speed.
She watches the First Order techs break away. They scan the ID bars on their uniforms and disappear through a door. Rose sneaks to a window overlooking a vast architectonic abyss circling the spine of the Capitol. Attached to the spine like a vertebra, the cube transmission jammer, completely encased in armor with no bridges or access points. She can't reach it. Remove those confiscated First Order ID bars from a hidden pocket. Scans the door. It opens. Interior, First Order Capital, navigation room, day. Rose creeps into a control room stacked with nav consoles. Prepare for surface disengagement. Ready engines for hyperspace. Purely precautionary. She slips behind consoles and opens a panel on the floor. Interior, navigation subspace, day. Rose crawls down into the subspace beneath the control room, surrounded by the wire computer towers that power the hyperdrive. The texts are still audible above. Ready to set coordinates, sir. Plot a course for the Forv system. Rose opens a panel to hyperdrive computer's motherboard and goes to work. Interior, Millennium Falcon, cockpit, space. Poe zips between a pair of burning destroyers as they collide behind him. Swarming ties and chaos outside his cockpit.
Chewie, get down there. They need you. I got this under control.
He doesn't. Interior, Chewbacca's X-Wing space. Chewbacca spins and dies, breaking into the atmosphere. Exterior, First Order Capital, day. Chewbacca's X-Wing descends into the Capitol, weaving through the grid of lasers fired upwards by the ion cannons. He makes an attack run over the cannon arrays, taking out several turrets with one continuous dizzying display of aeronautical badassery. Interior, Chewbacca's X-Wing, day. Alarm warnings, multiple lock-ons. TIE fighters swarm around Chewie, ganging up. BB-8 chirps, concerned. Chewie roars, also concerned. Blam, they're hit. Chewie maneuvers over Monument Square, spinning into a dive. Exterior, Monument Square, day. The orange X-Wing makes a distressed landing, knocking over brute troopers in its path as it comes to a screeching stop.
Mute it. Save that pilot!
The squad blasts their way towards the crash ship. He climbs on the wing. BB-8 beeps frantically. The cockpit
BB-8?
pops open.
Chewie! Where'd you learn to fly like that?
Incoming!
A fresh batch of heavy ATMTs emerge. Cannon's fire rains down from the Capitol above. This revolution may not last long. Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, bridge, day. Leia is weary but steadfast.
Change our plan of attack. Don't let them line up on us.
Connix interrupts urgently.
General, our agent on the inside is contacting you.
We have an agent on the inside?
Connix activates her comm speaker.
The Capitol is a ship.
Rose, slow down.
Interior, First Order Capital, control subspace, day. Rose is patched into a comm terminal, sparks falling around her, hot-wired cable string between CPU towers.
They're going to leave the planet. I can disable the hyperdrive, but I need the key codes in R2's memory drive.
Intercut with Eclipse.
R2's with Finn. Patch her through.
Finn's alive?
Exterior, Monument Square, day. Finn takes cover behind a fallen ATST, yells into his comm.
Rose, you're alive? Stay where you are. We're coming for you.
Interior, First Order Capital, control subspace, day. Rose rolls her eyes, about to save everyone's ass.
Great! Listen carefully. I need R2 to transfer me the hyperdrive keys before this thing takes off.
Hyperdrive? Where are you?
There's a Scalp Link terminal at the base of the Capitol. I'll have a direct connection to him from there. Got it?
Exterior Monument Square day. Finn looks around frantically.
R2! Where are you?
Spot C-3PO and R2-D2 behind a flip tank. Races to them. Grabs R2-D2.
We need to get you to the Capitol.
Master Finn, we're more suited for rear unit duty.
Finn looks out at the battlefield, eyeing the path to the base terminal. First order transports touch down ahead. Even more brute troopers spill out into the square.
None of this matters if we don't reach that terminal.
For glory? What are you saying, R2? There is no glory for droids.
R2-D2 takes a direct hit from a cannon blast. He hits the side of a tank and falls hard. No comical squeal. He's silent and scorched black, unmoving.
R2? R2!
Chewie, cover us!
Finn hunkers over R2. Chewbacca stands tall, firing away.
R2! R2, say something!
Finn waves smoke away from R2's burnt body. The droid circuits are dead. No power.
Those codes are in here somewhere.
Finn opens a panel and removes R2's memory drive.
I'm sorry, buddy. BB-8!
BB-8 rolls up, ready for duty. Finn opens a compartment in the droid's round body and inserts R2's memory drive.
It's all up to you now, okay? Rose, send BB-8 the terminal coordinates. He's got this. You got this, right?
Silent, focused. His moment.
Covering fire!
Finn, Chewbacca, and the stormtroopers cover as best they can.
Go, go!
BB-8 dashes into battle. We stay right with him, tracking past a barrage of explosions and laser blasts through moving AT-MT legs, narrowly missing craters and fallen brute troopers. Finn watches the little guy from afar, inspired. He looks around at the wounded resistance, cut off and surrounded, fighting for survival. An explosion knocks Finn off his feet, ears ringing.
Fall back!
Finn yells to C-3PO, still kneeling over R2-D2's fallen body.
3PO, we have to move!
C-3PO looks up, hand on R2's scorched head, emotion like we've never seen from him before.
I can't leave him.
Finn is speechless, crushed by it all. Chewbacca reaches down and heaves R2's scorched shell up onto his back. With one arm blasting and the other securing R2, he and Finn race towards cover. Chewbacca's gut gets hit, stumbles, keeps going. Chewbacca is hit again, falls to one knee, almost drops R2, stands up. Finn's eyes tear as they fire back at impossible odds. This is how it ends. Interior, Millennium Falcon, space. Poe watches enemy ships slip through their strafing attack formations and descend towards Coruscant.
We'll have no chance down there if these reinforcements make it through. We need more ships.
Eclipse, bridge, space. Another Star Destroyer appears from hyperspace, and another. Leia watches the number shift even more out of favor.
Luke, I'm sorry.
Interior, Temple of Mortis, night. Kylo Ren's long shadow precedes him into the caverns of stone. Statues of the ancients look down into a deep void in the center, sealed with a slab of unpolished marble. Kylo reaches out. The stone slab slides off and falls to the ground with a thud. He looks down into the well beneath the temple, deep into the heart of Mortis, eager for his reward. It's empty. Nothing. A hole in the ground. Kylo searches the covered walls. He finds only arcane sculpted faces looking down at him. He fires a saber and slashes at the statue, scarring the ancients with his rage. Ooh. All right. So now, Sean B., I believe that it is time to officially say goodbye to you. So
Yeah, Sean.
all right.
Good work, my friend. That was awesome.
Applause for Sean.
Hell yeah.
I have more lines on page 116.
All right. So
we were wrong.
Welcome back, Sean. All right.
Almost there.
Yeah,
All right,
116 and 120.
Perfect. Good to know.
All right. We'll see you back soon. All right. Bringing back Luke.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yep.
It's about to be a lot of yelling, just so we know.
All right. So, you know where we are?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. So, he fires a saber and slashes the statue, scarring the ancients with his rage.
You've lost, Ben.
Luke Skywalker steps into the light. A thin blue glow traces his form.
You're dead! The Jedi are
The dark
ghosts!
side has failed you, like it failed my father.
Your father was weak!
His love for his family saved him. I wish it could save you.
Luke looks deep into his former student's pained eyes.
I did what I had to do.
You chose hate.
I chose power.
Kylo fires his saber and attacks, but Luke catches the blade with his gloved hand, stopping it in midair, stronger than Kylo could possibly imagine.
I'll be stronger than any Skywalker has ever been.
Their faces are inches away, separated by the red blade.
You are no Skywalker.
Exterior Temple Mount Night. Rey lies motionless on the stone steps, blind and bleeding in the rain. Then her hand moves. Her eyes flutter open. Interior Temple of Mortis Night. Luke's expression changes, sensing her.
Let go, Kylo. You can't defeat us.
Us?
I am not alone. Obi-Wan was right.
Exterior Temple Mount Night. Rey drags her shattered body up the temple steps. Her arm gives out. She collapses. Her pain is too much.
We're connected. All living things.
Interior Eclipse Destroyer Bridge space. Leia looks beyond the battle, feeling Rey's pain.
Rey.
The Force surrounds us.
Interior Capital Navigation Subspace. Day. Rose winces from sparks as she rewires the hyperdrive in the capital, fingertips bleeding. She looks up. A feeling.
It penetrates us.
Interior Millennium Falcon Night. Poe flies through a barrage of laser fire.
It binds the galaxy together.
He feels the connection from across the galaxy.
Rey.
And exterior Temple Mount Night. Rey into the rain.
Poe.
Gathers her strength.
Finn.
Exterior Coruscant, Imperial Boulevard, sunset. Finn is crouched low, behind cover, lasers flying overhead.
We are one, bound by the Force.
Finn feels the connection, a surge of hope. Exterior
Fight,
Temple
Rey.
Mount Night.
Fight.
Rey hears him. He's there with her. They all are. Interior Temple of Mortis Night. Luke gives his former student a faint smile.
And we will not be broken.
Exterior Temple Mount Night. With all her strength. The Last Jedi rises. She unwraps a strip of cloth from the bandage on her hand. Uses it to blindfold her eyes. Interior Temple of Mortis Night. Luke vanishes. Behind him, Rey stands tall in the arched doorway. All right, I'm going to take this moment real quick to kick out Luke and bring back Sean. Luke, you will be back though before the end of this, so be ready.
Yes, sir.
All right. Bring back Sean. Almost there, guys. Almost there. You're doing awesome.
Yeah, page 113 and going strong.
Yes.
This is so much better than the movie we got. But...
I would tend to highly agree with you there, Chris.
All right. So, 113. Behind him, Rey stands tall in the arched doorway, blind, bruised, determined.
Our masters were wrong. I will not deny my anger, and I will not reject my love.
Her fallen lightsaber flies into her hands.
I am the darkness. I am the light.
You are nothing. You are no one.
She ignites the blaze. They crackle.
No one is no one.
Kylo charges. Their blades meet and sizzle. Rey fights him blindfolded, guided by the Force. Interior Eclipse Destroyer space. Burning resistance cruisers plummet to landfall. Leia watches the fiery carnage out her observation window. It's over.
More ships arriving from Outer Rim, General.
Prepare to retreat.
These aren't First Order ships.
Leia looks out at the starfield ahead. Offer surprise. 1,000 ships appear from hyperspace. A massive fleet of smugglers and thieves flying tricked out, junkyard-bound personnel cruisers. The pirates Han Solo spent half his life running from. In the lead is Lando's personal ship, the Lady Luck. Interior, Lady Luck, space. Lando Calrissian helms the controls.
Thought you could use a few scoundrels.
Nylan, an aging alien in vintage bomber jacket, shakes his head in the co-pilot's chair. Lando's ragtag fleet attacks, covering for the larger battleships as they lay waste to the enemy. Exterior, Coruscant, Imperial Boulevard. Day, a burning TIE Hunter crashes into the army of brute troopers and tanks into the square. Finn looks up. A battalion of ships he's never seen before join the firefight in the sky.
What? Yeah!
He raises his rifle in the air, yelling to all who can hear.
Chewie! We got company!
Exterior, Capital Base, Terminal, Day. BB-8 reaches the Capital Base and plugs into the terminal. Interior, First Order Capital, Control Subspace, Day. Rose receives the feed on her hacked CPU tower. The panel lights up with a flood of key codes.
Attaboy!
Interior, Eclipse Bridge space. The First Order fleet takes a beating.
First Order forces are in retreat. Send more ships to the capital.
Leia smiles as relief washes over her.
Poe, get down there.
Interior, Millennium Falcon space. Poe steers the Falcon into a deep descent straight down.
Copy that.
The Falcon starts one long descent from space into the city. Poe takes the TIE Hunters as he goes, firing the Falcon's forward cannons until they jam dry. The ship dives into the cannon of buildings, leveling out on a trajectory toward the legion of ATMTs on the boulevard. Falcon buzzes over the heads of Poe and Chewbacca and crashes through the legs of the walkers, cutting the mechanical beasts off at the knees, toppling them all as it sparks out into Monument Square. The ship grinds to a stop at the base of the Capitol. The accumulated pile of fallen walkers and crash ships creates a barricade in front of the front steps. Interior Capitol, day. Alarms blare. Commanding officers frantically prepare for departure. Hux eyes the crashed Falcon in the square below.
Bomb the city! Decimate every last being!
Our forces are outnumbered,
Hux
sir.
realizes the tragic truth. He lost the Star Wars. Interior Chancellor Hux's chamber. Hux storms into his lush chamber, goes to his collector's case, removes one of his prized vintage lightsabers. He activates it and impales himself with the purple blade. Hux kneels, the glowing saber protruding from his chest as First Order ships descend in smoke and fire from out the window. Cut 2. Interior, Temple of Mortis, night. Kylo counters Rey's every move. They are evenly matched, two sides of a coin, flame and shadow, fighting to the death. A vicious swing and Kylo's lightsaber shatters at the hilt, destroyed along with several fingers on his left hand, cut across the palm. He looks at it with disbelief, stumbles back toward the empty well of Mortis, falls to one knee. Rey stands over him, anger flowing. She separates her dual lightsaber, holds on one blade, pointed to Kylo's chest. Kylo is stunned by powerful being before him. She's almost glowing, unfathomable living force within. Kylo clenches his teeth, eyes furious, a rage like we haven't seen since Anakin. He reaches out the open palm of his good hand and extracts the living force from Rey as Tor Valum taught him. She rises, energy flowing from her body into Kylo's hand as the life drains from her. She pulls her blindfold off and screams to the sky. Kylo stands tall, energized. His face is returned to normal, healed. He pulls the iron plate off his skin. They fall away, healthy flesh underneath. He looks beyond Rey to the empty well of Mortis.
They were wrong. All of them. The power of this place can't be taken. But it's nothing compared to you.
Kylo takes more from her. Rey is almost gone, drained of life. She summons all her strength, reaches out. With the last of herself, she offers him her hand.
Ben, please.
Interior, Eclipse Destroyer Bridge, space. Leia feels the disturbance. It pains her. Into the vastness of space, she says her son's name.
Ben.
Interior, Temple of Mortis, night. Then Kylo hears his mother's voice carried by the Force.
Ben.
He stops, hearing her, feeling her close.
Come back. Come home.
Something happens to Kylo when he hears his mother's voice. Interior, Eclipse Destroyer Bridge, space. Leia speaks to her son through the Force.
Help us.
Interior, Temple of Mortis, night. Kylo feels the very thing that destroyed Anakin, but doesn't make him feel weak. He looks Rey's outstretched hand and takes it. The living force flows back into her. Both light and dark swirl within Rey as Kylo is reduced to an empty shell, a man without power, a frightened boy. Kylo and Rey collapse into one another, each propping the other up by their knees. Rey is close to him now, their foreheads touching. He is weakened, spent in the last moments of his life.
Solana.
Rey is stunned to hear her name, distant, like a memory.
Your name. Rey Solana.
Those words are Ben Solo's last. Rey watches the light dim in his eyes, but it is the light.
Goodbye, Ben.
With a look that could be perceived as love, Ben Solo dies. Rey releases her hold, collapses, barely alive herself. They fought to the death. Exterior, Capitol steps, sunset. Finn appears through the smoke, blood-stained, dirty, a hero. Rey for the other renegade stormtroopers behind him. Poe climbs out of the Falcon cockpit. Chewbacca helps him. Finn regards his old friend, amazed at his transformation. He spots a fallen resistance flag on the ground, picks it up, hands it to Finn. Finn takes the flag, climbs up the angled bow of the crashed midnight oiler to the top of the barricade of ships. Poe and Chewbacca scale it with him. Finn waves the flag for all to see. The ground shakes. They all look up as the First Order Capitol leaves its moorings.
Everybody, get back.
A thunderous boom as the Capitol rises into the sky.
Rose is still in there.
Finn spots BB-8 rolling towards him from the quaking base.
BB-8? Where is she?
Interior, First Order Capitol, escape pod bays, day. Rose races through the quaking Capitol, checks a hand-drawn map on her hand, rounds a corner towards a bay of escape pods, climbs inside one, shuts the door. It launches as the Capitol rises, a short trip before it crash lands on the battlefield. Interior, First Order Capitol, command deck, day. Commander Selleck looks down at the shrinking metropolis below. The massive structure casts a shadow over the city.
Ready for light speed.
Exterior, First Order Capitol, day. Finn rushes to Rose's crashed escape pod.
Rose!
Touches her face.
Are you okay?
Touches his hand affectionately.
I'm fine.
She looks up at the rising Capitol, backlit against the settling sun. Poe, Chewie, BB-8, and C-3PO follow her eyes.
They're getting away.
Did you disable the hyperdrive?
I couldn't figure it out.
Hope falls away. The war is lost.
So we made some adjustments to their Nava computer without precise calculations that thing could...
Capitol jumps to light speed. The moment it vanishes. It collides with a distant planet. The impact is so massive, so galaxy-shaking, it's visible for light years.
Fly right into a star.
All right, and with that, that is it for Sean B. Thank you again for tuning in.
Hell yeah.
Massive round of applause.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, happy to be a part.
Yes, that was absolutely incredible. So unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to you for now because Luke still does have more lines. But real quick, before you get out of here, where can the good people find you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at MovieBirb and MovieBirb.com.
All right, excellent. Everybody, go follow this guy and props because guess what? Every villain's needs a number 2. So once again, Sean, thank you so much.
Hell yeah, Sean. Thank you, man.
Night.
Later.
All right. And let's bring in our last guy of the night. Let's bring back Luke before we get started with these last couple pages. All right. All right, buddy. You ready to bring this home?
Yeah.
Let's bring it home. All right. Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, space. Leia shields her eyes as the enormous explosion in deep space pulsating in the starry twilight. A beacon of hope. Radio communications instantly crackle to life. A cacophony of voices fill the frequency waves, calling on their brethren to fight. Exterior, Monument Square, day. Finn, Poe, Rose, Chewie, and the droids all look up, awed, inspired, but they can't celebrate. Not yet. He looks at Finn, speaking volumes.
You feel it too?
Poe nods, affirming their connection. Rey is gone. Interior, Temple of Mortis, night. Rey lies flat on the stone, silence. Light fills up the space around her, particles of energy floating up. She rises with them. The light engulfs the frames until we reach a place beyond what we know. The astral plane. Glimmers of energy flicker like fireflies in darkness. Rey opens her eyes, clear again, unburdened. 3 of the distant glimmers grow larger than the others. She moves towards him. Yoda, Luke Skywalker, and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Is this death?
In this place, there is no such thing as death.
I can see.
Your true self is free of suffering, free of pain. Taught us much, you have.
I taught you.
Succeeded where we have failed. Narrow was our point of view.
You chose to embrace the dark side and the light, to find balance within.
Coexist. They must, as such feelings do in all of this.
But if I'm here with you...
A choice you must make. To return or to remain.
Here there is serenity, knowledge, peace. Those lost but not forgotten.
She looks beyond them at the shimmering flecks of energy.
And there?
There you will face a galaxy in turmoil, pain, suffering, the loss of those you love. But living you will be, love you shall.
We hold on Rey's face as she considers the life she's yet to live and makes her decision.
Thank you.
The spirits fade as the cosmic force. As the light overwhelms us, Obi-Wan Kenobi's voice echoes.
You are a Jedi, Rey Solana. But you will not be the last.
Exterior, Coruscant day. A resistance flag rises from the rubble at the site of the old capital. Thousands of citizens fill the square. Free. Interior, ceremonial hall, day. Heroes at attention. Leia Skywalker Organa in elegant white. Lando Calrissian and her top generals around her. Finn, Rose, Poe, and Chewie stand before Leia. She places medals of honor around each of their necks. BB-8 beeps excitedly at their feet. After 40 years of service, Chewie gets a medal. God damn it, that was in this too. Okay. At least it's more well done here. Exterior, landing platform, sunset. Leia looks down at the blue beacon bracelet once used to guide Rey back to safety, clenched tight in her hand. Finn and Rose stand by her side.
I can't feel her
Finn
presence,
bows his head. Neither can he.
but there's a calm I've never felt. Balance.
That's her.
Leia smiles. BB-8 rolls up, beeps to Rose and Finn.
Come on, we have work to do.
Leia approaches Poe and Chewbacca, also on their way. She places the beacon bracelet in Poe's hand.
I will never stop looking.
Chewbacca gives her a giant Wookiee hug.
Okay, easy.
Finn approaches Poe, holding something under his arm.
Let me know what you find.
I will.
Finn hands Poe his old leather jacket.
For good luck.
Poe smiles, takes it, hugs him. Chewie growls. We follow Poe and Chewie to the Millennium Falcon, rebuilt to look better than it has in decades. Interior, Millennium Falcon, space. Poe flip switches into the cockpit.
Ready, Chewie?
He takes Rey's beacon and hands it, exit, replacing Han's dice. Whew. Interior, Leia's quarters, night. Leia watches from her window as the Millennium Falcon jets off into the starfield. The Phantom Hawk rockets the other way into empty space. Leia checks on R2-D2, still under construction. A repair droid works on rebuilding his destroyed frame.
How's he coming along?
A quick cycle through his memory banks, and he'll be his old self again. I hope.
He'll be fine, 3PO.
I can't imagine what I'd do without him. I know he's stubborn, but I
know.
Leia picks up R2's intact memory drive, rescued by BB-8. She inserts it into R2-D2, reminiscent of the first time we saw the princess with the droid. R2 beeps to life. As his files catalog into chronological order, he projects the contents of his memory banks, and we witness their perspective over 60 years, all from the droid's perspective. Luke buying C-3PO from the Jawas, Obi-Wan giving Luke his father's lightsaber, R2 flying through the Death Star trench, Han getting his medal on Yavin, Yoda lifting the X-Wing from the swamp, Luke saluting from the plank on Jabba's barge, Leia and Han outside the bunker on Endor. Leia is taken aback by the flood of memories. It's a catharsis for her and for us. She takes a deep breath.
Thank you, R2.
Leia leaves them alone together. R2 beeps affectionately. Interior, Leia's balcony, night. Leia steps outside, looking up at the fields of stars. She looks up at the vastness of space. A star falls. It gives her peace. Exterior, Modesta, day. A serene, sun-dappled ranch surrounded by rolling green fields of tall grass. Smoke curls from the chimney. Interior, homestead, day. Finn sits with a circle of young kids, 6 to 11 in his sun-drenched cabin. A fire crackles as he finishes a story.
And the light could be seen all over the galaxy, in every system. Rey gives us all hope.
A little girl, 7, looks confused. But how do we know she's really gone?
I don't think she's gone. Believe.
Finn eyes Rose.
Or I believe.
Finn eyes Rose, seated at a wood table, parts of a droid's motivator spread out in front of her. She smiles.
I believe someday she'll come back, and when she does, we'll be here waiting. All of us.
The kids smiled, relieved. They liked that ending.
Go on, get outside.
The kids leap up and run out into daylight. Finn rises with them and follows the last one out. Exterior, Modesta, day. The children race about the pasture. Dade is among them. So is the broom boy from Canto Bight. They race around a Nerf foal, trying to hook a ring around its tiny horns. BB-8 races with them, beeping excitedly. The little girl hooks it. The ring flies back through the air into her hand. These children are Force sensitive. Finn and Rose have built a refugee for Force sensitive youth to live the life they never had. Finn steps out into the front porch, leans against a post. The twin sunset washes over his face. Something in the sunset changes his wistful expression. Unclear at first, but it soon becomes a realization, a tremor in the Force. Interior, Millennium Falcon, deep space, Poe and Chewie in the Falcon at light speed. The beacon hanging from the dash suddenly begins to glow. Chewie roars. Poe sees it, eyes wide.
Chewie, turn this chip around. I know, just turn it around.
Exterior, Modesta, day. Finn notices a glimmer of light in the distance. He steps forward to get a closer look. Rose joins him, shielding her eyes from the sun. A figure blurs on the horizon. A familiar silhouette, dirty, ragged, walking for a long time. BB-8 rolls forward, beeps excitedly. The kids hear the droids, stop their game, look to the fields beyond. On the horizon, Rey Solana. Her eyes are restored. Only a faint scar runs across her forehead. The kids run towards her, joined by BB-8, who is faster. Rey walks on towards the homestead. Here she will train a new generation of Jedi and pass down what she has learned, that only an understanding of the balance within can lead to peace and justice in the galaxy. Fade out. The end. That is it.
That was awesome.
Give yourselves all a big round of applause right there. That's right, motherfuckers. We did it. That was one of the screenplay. Now, let's take just a few minutes of breathers before so we can regain our breath. That was a lot of talking that we all just did. First off, for everyone that was in the comments, for Pat, for Sean, for everyone that was able to be here, be a part of this, and make this as special as it was, I give special props to each and every one of you. Thank you again so much to everyone who has just been with us here on this crazy first YouTube journey on Talkin TV. Chris, I know we've said this, but I'm going to keep saying this. I don't care. Never in a million years did I think that we were going to be able to do something like this. And we did, and we made it possible. And it's thanks to all of you. So first off, go around, each one of you, plug yourselves, tell us where the good people can find you on the interweb, starting with our Ray. Kristen, where can the good people find you?
Okay, so you guys can follow me at Miss Filmingo on Instagram and on Twitter at KFilmingo, where there's all sorts of movie stuff and all sorts of stuff. And I'm also on the Mac Movie Reviews podcast, so you can catch me there. So thanks for having me. So I hope I made Red proud.
You definitely did.
Despite some stumbles, but
trust me, it wasn't just you. It was again. I think this went as smoothly as it possibly.
This went better than I could have ever imagined. Let's be honest.
This is the thing that really just has made 2020 worth it for everyone. Next, the guy who doubled as our Finn, our Lando, In my opinion, he deserves the Oscar for the year. Screw all the other actual actors out there. Matt, movie reviews. Where can the good people find you?
Hey, thanks for having me. It was really fun, and my throat's probably going to be gone tomorrow. But like Kristen said, I am the co-host of the Mac Movie Reviews podcast. You can find my reviews on Instagram. Support me on Patreon at Mac Movie Reviews. I'm on Twitter, and wherever. If you just Google search Mac Movie Reviews, you'll find me.
It's pretty easy to type in. Mac, thank you. Seriously, you did an absolutely incredible job tonight. That was unbelievable. Next on the line, Joe, Mr. Kylo Ren himself, channeling his inner Sith Lord. You did fucking fantastic, buddy. Where can the good people find you?
Guys, thanks for having me. GuyAtTheMovies.com and GuyAtTheMovies on Instagram for all the fun.
All right. Excellent. Next up, as our Rose and as our Leia, oh my God, you two were absolutely incredible. Just absolutely incredible. So, Adelia, Ziana, did I get it right that time?
You got it.
All right. I got it.
Here we go.
Plug yourselves. Where could the good people find you two on the interwebs?
All right, we are at the Basic Cinephile on Instagram, thebasiccinephile.com, and the Basic Cineph1 on Twitter.
Thank you once again. That was, oh man, just no words for.
Thanks for having us. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you for being a part of this. Seriously. Next, he painted his face gold, and oh man, did he deliver? Oh my God, like there are accents, and then there's that. Seriously, I recommend sign up for acting school. I am dead serious. Sign up for acting school. Sean P. of Math Teacher Movies. Where could the good people find you?
His fiance in the other room just went, "Oh no."
Oh boy, that's not what you need to give me is confidence. So I am available at Math Teacher Movies on Instagram. I do movie reviews and various other fun things about movies, and I'm also on a podcast that someone else here failed to mention, and you can guess who in a minute. The Guy at the Movies podcast. We do all the movie news we can, and we have a lot of fun doing it. I'm also on the Silver Screen podcast. I'd like to just show up on podcasts. I don't actually have my own because I am lazy, but that's about it for me. Math Teacher Movies on Instagram, and then all the other good stuff.
Not lazy enough to pay to.
And also, you can find him in his office hours. He'll help you with your algebra,
all your
anything,
math,
right?
all your math.
I've been often asked math questions on my movie account, and it's a little bit. Like, I have a problem. Like, yeah, sure.
That's an interesting story there, to say the least. Next, again, he was here last night. He was here again today. He crushed it just overall with his impersonation of Hux. And I saw, you told me before, you did manage to sneak in a little bit of the Palpatine on the Do It line. And where can the good people find you?
Yeah, on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Wonderful _ITH. I also do run a separate action figure account for wrestling action figures on Instagram at the Figure Fandom. Feel free to give me a follow. Any comments, any feedback is greatly appreciated. Again, had a blast. That was fun. Didn't know how it was going to go, but I do agree that went extremely smooth. It went really well, and it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you again, Ian. Seriously. I mean, you've been my ride or die since college, and you once again, you came to play here. That's all I got to say. Next, the man who held down his cockpit, the man who more than showed up for all of his lines that he was not expected to get, our fighter pilot, Poe Dameron, YOLO of Unyolo. Where could the good people find you?
Thank you so much for having us. Yeah, you can find us on Unyolo Movie Blog in Instagram. And Little J would have loved to be part of this, but it's 3 a.m. here, so it's a bit late. But follow us. We have reviews. We have loads of content that we do together as father and daughter. So we always want to get the community involved. So just follow us on Instagram.
Excellent.
Hell yeah, man.
Thank you guys. Seriously, 3 a.m. there, guys. That shows what happens when you're this passionate about something. You show up, you do the work. And last but not least, again, he was literally in and out of this entire podcast, but whatever he needed to, he showed up. He was right there with us, almost like the ominous Force ghost that he was playing himself. Our Luke Skywalker, Luke of Luke Reviews. Where can the good people find you on the interwebs?
So thanks for having me. And you can find me on Instagram, Luke_reviews. I do a bunch of stuff there. Now I think I'm going to try and sleep and not think about how this movie wasn't made and the other one was. I can get it. It's 5 a.m. I can get a few hours in. So
We just actually pulled off our first episode of Strike the Screenplay. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Talkin TV Podcast. And if you leave a subscribe and a like and a comment and you click the bell next to the subscribe button, you can get notified every time we put up new content on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We want to wish you everyone here a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, a Happy New Year, wherever you guys are all over the planet. Stay safe during the COVID. Hopefully it'll be over soon as we bid goodbye and a fuck you to 2020. And guys, this has been rad. This has been rad.
See you later.
Do you have one more message for the people before we go here?
We do. Yes, we do.
Bye.
Watch more fucking movies. May the force be with you all. We out.
Woo!